Like, share, subscribe, super chat on the way in, right? So this is even 2K, y'all. So first, let's do our let's do our what should have happened and what didn't happen because this is planned, but good plan. So my my actual goal was to have me in the that I promised BGS since 1K as my thumbnail, but I didn't calculate correctly because I didn't calculate the fact that I was tired when I got to work and the fact that my lady is made out with my younger sister, my birthday, and she wouldn't be here to take the picture, so especially the way I wanted to take it, because I wanted to take it, I wanted to take one standing up, and then I wanted to take one sitting on the chair watching um my 600 pound life, and I wanted my girl to be like standing behind me, like at an angle, so y'all could see that I was watching my 600 pound life with the skinny jeans, right? That was the plan. But yeah, so and I had to go run an errand with my parents, and then by the time I got home, my girl was already on her way to. Well, actually, no, she was already there. With my whoever, yeah, just yeah, just did it, right? Oh, somebody. Can you guys hear me now? Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Um, is the sound too low? Hopefully you guys can hear me. So yeah, so that was the plan. But yes, everyone, Mr. Z made it to 2K, right? 2,000 subscribers. Um, first of all, thank you very much. I see we got Gold P in here. So before we even continue, like I tell y'all all the time, Gold Professor was the first person to suggest that Mr. Z start his channel, backed up by Nameless. Shout out to the Nameless protagonist. Um, I'm forever in you guys' debt. Thank you very much for seeing something in Mr. Z that Mr. Z didn't see in himself. Uh, everyone from those two to Charles Faulkner Jr., who I kind of like cut my teeth on his channel, to who else? BGS, the Raj Report, Art New Style, right? um Art of Immore, all of these people, right? I've been on Dr. Thunder's channel. If I start listing, it's just gonna take too long, right? Shout out to Shay Sade, who always shows me grace, the ladies from the breakdown. So I've been on Obsidian channel. I've been, yeah, we just everywhere. Just Mr. Z's been everywhere. Um, yeah, right. Edward Anderson's channel. Shout out to the brother Ed. So yeah, so thank y'all, once again. Shout out to Better You, right? Yeah, and then Toya did say I suggested you put you name it. I'll pause right there. She did. She did. And it's so messed up, man, because whoever flashed Toya's channel, man, there was that stream that we did, it was me, Toya, Rogish, the who else? The brother Bruce Almighty was on there. It was a great stream, man, and that stream is lost to history because some a-hole, flash Toya's channel with some stupid thing, and yeah, and her that channel got deleted. Jesus Christ, man, like yeah. So and it was on that particular video that I'm thinking of that Toya suggested, I call it, I'll pause right there, right? So yeah, I just thank everyone. So in the links in the description box, I just have a bunch of links of, like, me being on people's channels, me having conversations with people, and people clipping out, different segments. Like I said, Passport OG, Shay Sade. There's a couple of other brothers that I wanted to, but I couldn't remember. I couldn't. First of all, I couldn't even find the videos, or and I couldn't remember. Like, there was a brother that's a teacher that sent me something that he used, and he said he used it in his class. I was like, oh my god, like like, wait a minute, like BGS level? Like, wait a minute, Art New Style level? Like, what? Right? Shout out to the brother AB Media for keeping us informed politically what's going on. Right? Shout out to AB. Right? And yeah, man. I've been on, like, Dr. T's channel, Green Gorilla's channel. Shout out to them. Right? Yeah, and if yeah, yeah. So um, it's just This been a it's been a pretty interesting climb. Thank you for y'all showing me grace. Listening to listening to me on the road. Spaz out in traffic sometimes, right? The road noise, the fact that sometimes it glitches and y'all can't even hear me for a good 5-10 seconds. Sometimes the stream drops for a minute or two, right? So like shout out to y'all for hanging in there. By far the gold medal for funniest person in my chat is Trell Bentley. He'll probably come up soon. Shout out to Indigo Flow for being here pretty much. I want to say Indigo Flow been here since like day one type thing. Um but yeah, Trell is by far the funniest person in the chat. Trail be hysterical, right? Trail, grab second gear. Of course, grab second gear. Your name is Grab Second Gear, and Grab Second Gear says, "No, I like the traffic streams. Thank you, bro. Thank you." Right? And yeah, Trail be having me dying. Half the time I can't even read what he say. Same thing with Indigo, because they'll get me in trouble. Which when the brother that passed away said, "Good trouble. We need to get us some good trouble," right? Um. So yeah. So there's that. You know. Yeah, it's been a interesting. And I really got to. I've been being lazy, man. I really want to get back on my pre-record game. Um. Because there's certain things that I like. It's just the quality of pre-records to me it's better, right? And I get to have y'all actually listen without me putting the my voice recorder and recording the thing and then putting it on the stream while I'm speaking. Like I just need to. The thing with the pre-records, it's the editing. Like for those people that do pre-records, you'll know. Like John Lewis, thank you, I am Wolf. Yeah, the brother John Lewis. Let's get into rest in peace, John Lewis. Get into some good trouble, right? So yeah, yeah, man, the John Lewis story. Yeah. So yeah, the pre-records, the issue with them is like the editing. Like anyone that does pre-records will tell you it's gotten a whole lot easier since like the beginning of YouTube days, right? But yeah, the editing for pre-records, and there's websites like dedicated to like doing everything you want to do, from the background music to like splicing out. You could download whole videos, splice out the important part that you want to get to, put it back, stitch it together. Like it's gotten so much easier, right? But editing, yeah, man, it's time consuming, even though it's gotten so much easier. But it's still time consuming, and like I'm Mr. Z just being a lazy bum. And there's definitely stuff I want to bring to y'all, political stuff that it's not even like even left leaning bias. It's just informative, and you decide how you want to take the information. Like the coverage that I did. Shout out to BGS who sent me the lecture that the professor did, the Italian professor, about pretty much what Pascal Robert speaks about all the time, the counter-revolutionary movement. But not no, take that back. Pascal speaks about, and I'm speaking about Pascal Robert from This Is Revolution, the 50-year counter-revolutionary movement. This professor was speaking about pretty much what I want to say before the 1970s, or definitely before the 1980s, but before the 1970s, and how pretty much the uber wealthy people like, okay, we're done with this, and like how they use austerity. There we go. How they use austerity to discipline the working class, right? So yeah, so BGS sent me that, and I used that to speak to y'all one morning. What was that, like a month ago at this point? Um, you know, yeah, so stuff like that I want to bring to y'all, but it's best to have that in a pre-record. Um, we're gonna keep our foot on the divestors and the swirlers. Um, being a person on the political left, um, these people would rather culture war than do what they're supposed to do. Talking about what men are supposed to do, which you're supposed to do, which is defend and protect. You want to talk about protection? Defend and protect the working class. But you coward asses would rather do culture war with black men because it's so much easier, and white women sanction you to do that. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that out loud. White women sanction you to do that, so that's what you do because you're cowards and you rather not talk about class, because you're cowards. So stuff like that would be best if I do that in pre-record. So I gotta really get back on my pre-record game, and just focus on that. Um, what else I got for y'all? Yeah, shout out to just everybody who's been riding with me, BGS, like I said, all the docs, definitely Dr. Thunder, for the encouraging words, right? Um, Better you for the encouraging words. Everyone, I mean, like Shay Sade literally sent me like a message of like, hey, what do you think about this? And I gave her like a what a 2 hour answer, right? And that's how, by the way, patting myself on the back, right? Mr. Z is the one who bought the dating divide to everyone, right? Just patting myself on the back, which Obsidian has covered, Shay Sade has covered at this point. And by the way, for those of you that don't know what's significant about the dating divide, um, a book written by three authors. This when y'all hear me reference Dr. Jennifer Lundquist all the time, which is a PhD in sociology and demography, if I'm not mistaken. And what is the other sister's name? She's mixed. What is her name? I forgot her. Chantel Bugs? Is this Chantel Bugs? I want to say it's Chantel Bugs. And I reference her all the time. Well, I reference Chantel Bugs, but I really reference Dr. Jennifer Lundquist, white woman, all the time. And they wrote a book called The Dating Divide, which speaks about online dating statistics. So they pull all the dating numbers and statistics and who's replying to who, et cetera, all the time, and they pull all of that. Um, and what the dating numbers show us, number one, black men, including gay black men, um, are they don't respond to white women, and for gay black men, they don't respond to white women more than they respond to gay white men or white women. So in other words, they respond to their own race more than anyone else. What the dating divide finds, and even Dr. Jennifer Lundquist and Dr. Chantel Bugs found, kind of interesting, is that women of color respond to white men first, and then men of their own respective races second. In other words, women of color are the ones chasing after white masculinity, white patriarchy. It's not men of color that are chasing after white femininity. And that completely flies in the face of everything we've been being told for the past 40, 50 years. That's why it's significant, right? So all that talk of, oh, y'all trying to find, y'all want the white man's trophy, and y'all want black women to move like white women, and that. First of all, factually, like, not maybe not factually, but statistically inaccurate, right? All the data is showing more and more that's not the case, right? So there's that. Oh, let me do another shout out for Compassionate and Callous, the brother, doing a lot of work behind the scenes, right? So shout out to that brother also. Um, but yeah, so that's the significance of the dating divide. And what makes the Black Manosphere important and why I'm here. First of all, it's a voice for Black men, right? We get to speak however we want to speak. It's our own space. We get to have the conversation, you know, we get to have the conversation amongst each other. We get to project out. Um, it's our think tank, essentially. It's our think tank, right? That's what makes the Black Manosphere so important all across the country, and in many ways, the world, right? Definitely the West, right? That's what makes the Black Manosphere so important, and that's what I love about the Black Manosphere. For some of you younger millennials, definitely you Gen Z that might be listening in, let me, as a kind of solidly middle age millennial, say this for some of us boomers, Xers, and definitely older millennials. Y'all don't know what this looked like in the 90s, in the late 80s, man, in the early 2000s. Black men were just getting lumped up, bro. Black women had the microphone that white racist society gave them, and they had this game on lock. Every other day was a movie, a song, a article, a news clipping, and some newspaper, some magazine, just railing against black men, how black men were just the worst thing to ever happen to black women. Every other, everything, all through the late 80s, all through the 90s, all through the early aughts, right? Some of you that came of age in 2010, 2015, 2020, y'all just got the tail end of the articles, like, black men are the white supremacists of the black community, right? Like, y'all got the tail end of that, right? But all through the 90s, we just was getting hit upside in the 80s, just color purple, waiting to excel. Like, all of these four-color girls, no scrubs. You wasn't man enough for me, or he wasn't man enough for me, right? Can you pay my bills? It was just song after song after song, video, excuse me, movie after movie, article after article, right? Ralph Richard Banks in is Marriage for White People. Like, that's not new. That was all through the 80s, all through the 90s, all through the early aughts, right? ABC specials with Steve Harvey and stuff like that, talking about, you know, literally a whole lecture hall of black women essentially saying black men are not on our level. Literally. For all of you that ever saw that segment where it was Steve Harvey and he was up there with two other brothers, right? What Hill Harper was up there, another what heavyset brother with dreads, I want to say, and then what is her name? Y'all know, the sister that said she want to rent a husband, right? She want to rent your husband. What is? Oh my God. Shirley Shepard. Shirley Shepard was there. That's when Hill Harper bust out and said, I tried to talk to you back in the day. You remember? Right? Ladies, don't sleep on potential. That's what Hill Harper was telling Shirley Shepard, right? You see, right? So yeah, that for all of you that remember, then you have the ABC special with a white woman with her smug, sarcastic self, um, kind of poking at black women. They had a whole segment where the sisters are all in what, they late 30s, their 40s maybe, single as a hell, all searching for some man to come and save them. The light skinned sister, the cute one over here, saying she making googly eyes with the white dude, and the white dude don't even take her number. Ah, and she was cute too, and light skinned. What you thought, right? So, but it you know, I'm just saying that to say, all through that was all black men were being hit upside the head with. So for those of you that you don't really understand what a black manosphere exists, right? Or you're here, you listen in, but you don't really understand. Like, it is a air quotes, it's a air quotes safe space for us, right? It is, and it is our think tank, and it's our space for when black men go through it. It's our space to have whatever conversations we want to have about whatever we want to talk about, whether it's women, whether it's sports, y'all know Mr. Z's in the cars, whether it's politics, current events, science and technology, like anything. This is our barbershop. Shout out to Edward Anderson, right? So yeah, man, this is our space. And what's beautiful about it is, and let me emphasize to some of the younger brothers under the age of like 25, maybe 28, you have to understand, like, the internet has democratized the town square, right? This is something y'all hear me say all the time. In the 90s, the talk shows gave black women the microphone and just let black women rip black men apart, right? Just shred black men all through the media. And although there were brothers somewhat responding, they didn't have the microphone. White society did not give them the microphone. Brothers were responding, and Dr. T speaks about this. Brothers were responding back in music, right? Through entertainment, but really through music. Sometimes, excuse me, sometimes through comedy shows and skits. Eddie Murphy speaking about the Passport Girls, right, in the 80s and stuff like that. So you had that. But it was really through hip hop music that brothers would speak, and it was kind of lopsided, like Dr. T spoke about, where you had mainly rappers responding to black female academics, right? Black female thinkers, right? And thought leaders, right? So it was just kind of lopsided. What the Black Manosphere allows for us to do is have a measured response and have a not measured response, right? Just a F you, Mr. Z's gonna be, yeah, we definitely using profanity today. So excuse my language. Fuck you, bitch, right? We have that response, and then we have a more intelligent, well thought out response, oftentimes, obviously, from our academics, but also from people like Mr. Z that pokes at these people and say, you're a coward. Your real issue is the economic landscape. You're a coward. Your real issue is the fact that you got screwed with this 60, 70, 80, $100,000 student loan debt. You're a coward. Your real issue is that you want feminism and patriarchy simultaneously, but you're too cowardly to say it, which, by the way, it won't work, but also you're too cowardly to say it. So you do have the people like Mr. Z that don't have the letters before or after my name, but that also back up the academics and say, yes, these people are cowards. And as much as these people claim to be oftentimes progressives, right, or liberals, what they really have done is deep throated a very neoliberal, sometimes a very conservative, while also being liberal. I know, contradictory as hell. Don't look for logic; it's not there. Um, Response to the current environment, right? You ladies, have adopted a very white, Western, neoliberal worldview. And that has made you absolutely miserable, on top of making the men in the black community miserable because you didn't demand that the men move like white men, but not really, right? So, so the environment is what it is, right? So if the goal is, and this is where we get the myth of white womanhood, shout out to BGS. If the goal is to essentially be a chocolate dip top 20% white woman, right? And this was once again Martin Luther King. I fear I've integrated my people into a burning house. Well, if that is Martin Luther King's fear, what do black women that have integrated into the burning house, what do they look like? That's why Mr. Z is here. That's why I'm in the Black Manosphere, right? Y'all notice Mr. Z doesn't go in on women's looks really, not their weight per se. I don't know if I speak about their demeanor, yes, their attitude, but I don't even say, oh, the attitude thing is as much. For Mr. Z, it's the way you think. Let's walk that to its logical conclusion, and let's see what that gets you. That's why I continue to go to the, well, let's see how that looks in 20 years. Let's see how that looks in 30, 40 years, right? I love saying that because for Mr. Z, it's, and I know. By the way, if you're not a subscriber, yes, I refer to myself in the third person all the time. My subscribers already know it, so that's why you notice nobody said anything, right? I think Indigo, one of Indigo's first comments that I really died. He was like, "Mr. Z is Elmo" or something like that. Shout out to Indigo Flow, right? Oh yeah, and I giggle like a schoolgirl. That part too. Unashamedly. Um, but going back to what I was saying, so I'm here to help us respond to the attacks, not just from black women, but from white racist society, both on the left and the right, that's playing a very dangerous game. I would like to direct y'all to um, Goldman Sachs and the $10 billion, right? Right. So you have that these think tanks, these investment banks that are playing a very dangerous game by picking winners and losers in the black community, right? Exactly, Will ARC. Will AR said the weight issue is low hanging fruit. It's too easy. Let the low seated folks tackle that one. Exactly. I don't even have to talk about weight, right? We could, you know what? All right, fine. You're heavy set. Cool. Heavy set women get married too. That's not your issue. That's why I could. Y'all notice Mr. Z doesn't call the. I think I said I called one particular black woman, and excuse my language, a bitch, and that was Paris Milan. I remember saying it. I remember saying it to Black Uru on Art New Style channel. That's the first. I think that's the first and only time I've ever said that. I don't call black women bitches. There's no need. I call them assholes, right? And then I tell them what this is probably going to look like for them, right? I call Chrissy an asshole. I call Cynthia G an asshole. I call Real Talk with Yanni an asshole. I call Kim Foster an asshole. And I say what they're doing. Shout out once again, patting myself on the back. You're throwing a temper tantrum. You're a petulant child. Shout out to Ebony K. Williams, throwing a temper tantrum. Right? Let's call a thing a thing. I want to be very clear. Just because you don't see, and shout out to Compassion and Callous for the clip that he has where I say they're petulant children, and he has the white woman tearing down the what's the window, whatever the what are those things called again? God damn, the blinds, right? And throwing the stuff off the furniture, off the table and everything. They're verbally doing that all across the interwebs, right? They're doing that all across the media, right? They're stomping their feet, yelling and cursing up a storm. They're throwing a temper tantrum. Ebony K. Williams is throwing a temper tantrum. Real Talk with Yanni is throwing a temper tantrum. Chrissy is throwing a temper tantrum. Kim Foster, even though she has a man right now, is throwing a temper tantrum. They're petulant children. And shout out to the brother Edward Anderson. You know, me and him spoke about me saying they're petulant children. It's not to infantilize them and say that we shouldn't hold them accountable for what they're saying and doing throughout society because they're mad. And I want to be very clear. We all know this in the black manosphere. I want to be very clear. Mr. Z is not saying anything new when I say this. We all know much of their real issues that they can't get or keep the type of men they think they're deserving of. And I am glad that I was also one of the people that bought to this space. This is oftentimes, this is not even about how they feel about black men starting in their adulthood. This is about how they feel about black boys going back to elementary, middle, and definitely high school. Definitely middle and high school. And what happened? Let's go through it. Kim Foster said it, right? If y'all don't believe me, Themis has it. I don't think it's even on her channel anymore when she said it. Themis and Thought covered it on his channel. It's on his channel where Kim Foster said, "Oh, I had to go to prom with a white guy because the black jocks, I knew I couldn't get the black jocks, but even the black nerds weren't checking for me." There you go, high school. Like I said, this lady's 34 years old. She's still talking about high school stuff. One of the sisters that Herbert, the brother Herbert, that lives in upstate New York, that he shows with, she said it. BGS spoke to her, and I remember I told BGS, I was like, I'm telling you, BGS spoke to her. It's on BGS channel somewhere, and she was like, he said, where does this go to? And she's like, well, it all started when I was 15. Told y'all. There we go. Who else said something about going back to childhood? Somebody else mentioned it. Who was it? Who was it? That mentioned something about, well, when I was 15 years old or 14 years old. Who else was it? Oh, I'm forgetting. Oh, Yanni. Real Talk with Yanni, bringing up the fact that, oh, chubby me when I was 16 years old. Once again, I told y'all, they don't even develop this anger and rage at black men as adults. Oh yeah. Oh, Stefco also, right? Oh, Stefco also going all the way back to elementary school on y'all with her bitterness, right? Going back all the way to elementary school. That remember, um, um, Toya remembers me covering this. Toya covered it, right? Where Ostefko went back to elementary school when she made the video saying she smiled. Remember, she said she smiled when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock because it reminded her Chris Rock, saying something about Jada Pinkett's hair reminded the boys when she was younger, elementary school, making fun of her. She said she smiled. So in other words, their bitterness, resentment, and anger, it don't even start at 18 or 21. It starts when they're like 7. They're taxing black men with resentment they've been sitting on for 30 years. What am I supposed to do about Ostefko being bitter about what some black boy told her when she was 8 years old or something like that? Dear Dr. Umar Johnson, right? Dear FD Signifier, also shout out to the brother FD Signifier for coming on my channel, and speaking to me, when I was in January, I want to say January or February, January. So shout out to him also, right? And as I bring, and I want to be very clear, Real Talk with Annie and Chrissy are Kim Foster, the gift on giving, right? Cynthia G is the gift that keeps on giving. Cynthia G told y'all, yeah, I'm here to destroy the black community. For anyone that remember that clip, please put it in the comments after the stream. Find it if you remember it, please. I remember I did not say it like a class. I did it. Yeah, Cynthia G got her mouth verbatim, something along the line. Well, I said verbatim, something along the line, two different things. But she said something along the lines of, yeah, I'm here to destroy the black community. Right? So they're the gifts that keep on giving because they're, dear black manosphere, we have put their backs to the wall to the point where they're just coming out and saying it now. Right? Real Talk with Yanni told you, what's the incentive? I want to be a kept woman of leisure. In other words, I'm not even looking for stability. Y'all understand where we are now, dear black men? They went from calling us dusties, which they still say, but they went from being adamant that we're losers and dusties to now they're finally admitting, I want the luxury life. And if you can't afford me the luxury life, then you're a dusty. Now we're in the place where Real Talk with Yanni is just straight up coming out and saying it. I want to be a kept woman of leisure. And anything short of that, it's a no-go. That's her prerogative. That's her standard. Perfect. And by the way, I am going to drop the link for y'all to come up in a little bit. I just want to kind of get some of the things out from my channel and what we speak about here often, right? And why I speak about neoliberalism so much, and why I speak about the commodification of men and masculinity so much. Why I speak about the fact that, what is it? 26% of poor Americans are married. 39% of middle class Americans are married. 56% of upper middle class and above. Right? I'm glad that me and Kevin Samuels both came to the same conclusion. Shout out to Kevin C for putting me onto that. That maybe marriage has become an institution for the elites. And in other words, and I've said this also before, we've put marriage at the finish line of adulting. Shout out to Black Uru, BGS, the brother Art New Style, right? The brother AL Evans, right? All the older Xers, the boomers that are in this space. For y'all were raised and socialized that marriage is, you walk in the door of being an adult, getting married and having children and trying to make it work, right? That's how older Xers, boomers, going back, that's how they were socialized. And that's what the environment allowed. That's not the environment we live in anymore. The environment we live in now will shred your marriage. You think you're getting married at 25 and you don't got it all figured out and you're not stable. It will shred your marriage. You will be divorced by 32. This current, and that doesn't mean to a man. Of course, I'm not saying every man to a man, every woman to a woman. Try getting married at 24 years old and don't be completely stable, or you got your parents handing you down money. Try it. Go ahead. You'll be divorced by 30, right? Because this environment dictates that marriage as it is at the finish line of adulting, right? And that's the type of thing that I cover on my channel, and how the women are reacting to that. I would like to also pat myself on the back for bringing in the phrase, shout out to Trail Bentley, go eat the box then, right? I putting two and two together, because it's all it is social math. Shout out to the ladies on the breakdown. It's social math. Here you go. Black men are not on your level, so you say, ladies, white men and non-black men are too racist. Non-black women are too racist. So that leaves a lot of black women, especially upperly mobile climbing black women, oftentimes by themselves. And I mean that by themselves as individuals, and by themselves as in sexually with another black woman. Right? And it's important that we cover this as a response to the onslaught of negative propaganda and PR against black men. Right? That's what I'm responding to. And that's what much of the black manosphere is responding to. Right? The anti-blackness, racism, right? The anti-black misandry coming from non-black people, right? That's why I had the conversation with Radical Latino, and the anti-black misandry coming from black women. I also obviously bring class into this conversation all the time to say really what it is you struggling, and then you looking at black men like they're the problem. If you're in the office, if you're in these political spaces with the movers and shaker white people, why aren't you patting their pockets? Because you're a coward. Right? And y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. I'm going to read the super chats in a little bit. You're a coward. The reason why you're not patting down the white people pockets is because you're a coward. And you know where your bread is buttered. Right? That's what I forward on my channel. So it's not about going in on women's weight. Shout out to Will AR. Exactly. We're not going in on women's weight too easy. Black women's weight. That's low hanging fruit. There's no why. Right? No point in going in on their weight. No point in. There's no point. Right? Their skin tones and all of that you can make a little passing comment about a woman's hair or her makeup or whatever, but really the real reason why black women ain't getting married is because the non-black men are too anti-black, and black women have made, in many respects, have made themselves insufferable for black men. Right? That's why. It's very simple. And by the way, these intimate and personal relationships do matter. It's not just some pop culture topic that we just covered to get views and clicks and super chats. At least not Mr. Z. Family formation does matter. And what the uber wealthy have done is shred the family. By the way, that's why I continue to reference Dr. Green Gorilla. I gotta actually I still haven't done no, I did do a review of it. I still haven't set up me and him having a conversation about that. I don't care how old that video he did ever gets. I have to have a conversation with him. He might actually have to go look back at it himself, pause. Because it was such a great video he did of feminism on one end and this kind of neoliberal capitalism on the other end, gnawing on both of your butt cheeks, right? Just ripping the black community to shreds, and ripping families in general in America to shreds. Tying that to, the elites locking the door behind them, being able to shelter themselves in family while destroying others' families, right? And putting a price tag on. As a matter of fact, the article that came out, um, and I reference it all the well, I used to reference it all the time. I need to bring it back into my lexicon. Economically unattractive men are leading to a downturn in marriage. And they pretty much, I think, like when marriages really become viable is around. Remember, this was before COVID. Around $42,000 a year for a man. It was something like that, right? Something around $42,000 a year. That's when you become somewhat viable for marriage for women. And women look for men that earn some 50. Women tend to look for men that earn some 50 or so percent more than them, right? Well, there you go. I also forward on my channel that it really isn't character flaw in men why women aren't getting married to them. First, it's the fact that these women are entitled and delusional. But secondly, it's really the money. It's not character flaw, it's the money. Let me be very clear. Let's say it, but just in case Mr. Z never said it. First of all, I don't buy this whole thing that men have all these character flaws all of a sudden. It really is women no longer have the incentive to overlook whatever character flaws because you're not a baller enough. Ooh, damn, Mr. Z. They'll overlook the character flaws if your wallet's big enough, right? If your wallet's big enough, they'll overlook the character flaws, right? So that's what we forward, over here on Mr. Z's channel. And that's why I put, you check my community tab. It's just, videos, mini docs, stats, everything, right? Everything that shows the environment is not conducive to family. And without family, walking into the 21st century, right? We're a fifth into the 21st century. Damn, they're a quarter into the 21st century. A bunch of single people out here in the wilderness for the corporations, the elites, the uber wealthy to eat, right? To eat alive. Right? And I put this at the feet of Frederick Hayek, of Milton Friedman, of what was the CEO of GE. Y'all know what CEO I'm talking about. Those of you that are in the know, the CEO of GE that all of them started copying. What is his name? Oh, I forgot his name. Somebody gonna say it eventually. But yeah, I put it at the feet of these people, right? Of Lewis, the Powell memo, right? These are the people that said unions. Nope. F you, Ronald Reagan forever, by the way. Right? The people that said, wait a minute, we got way too much going on. Wait, what? Feminists and black power and anti-war and the hippies and the environmentalists. Oh no, way too much. Jack Welch, thank you, brother. You already know. Thank you. I knew somebody was gonna Jack Welch. Exactly. Jack Welch. That was the former CEO of GE who took Milton Friedman and Frederick Hayek and just supercharged it. And bro, Buddy Rowe, look, what he would do with the departments is you had to fire the bottom quarter or bottom 20% of your department. It don't matter how great your department is doing. You could be kicking ass. Your department could be on fire. It didn't matter. Cut the bottom 20% over and over again, right? And that became much of the model for these people, right? So, you know, I put much of y'all notice, like, I put the onus on black women to a certain extent. Shout out to the brother, the Roger Report, right? Women got to be held accountable for what they believe in. People got to be held accountable for what they believe in. He is absolutely right about that. He is absolutely right about that. But for me, much of the onus comes from the movers, the shakers, the technocrats, the social designers who designed this shit and then thought it was gonna work or knew it wasn't gonna work. This was this was done on purpose, clearly. And now the fallout is here and they're acting, oh what, oh my god, what? When young people aren't getting married and they're not having children. Oh, who would have thunk it? Right. Shout out to the brother AB Media. And AB Media says, you know things are bad when they announce aliens are real and nobody gives a fuck. Well, we using profanity. We using profanity. It's about to get dark over here on the East Coast in a minute anyway. So yeah. Right. Exactly, AB. Right. Whoever these people are. And you know, shout out to BGS who and Nameless. And it's crazy because like I knew about the Mouse Utopia project, but when because Nameless, right? Nameless and Roguish and they coded ass language. Shout out to the brother Roguish. I see him in the comments. Um, when Nameless would refer to it as the Calhoun experiment, and he would, I didn't tie that to what he was saying with the Mouse. He's talking about the Mouse Utopia project, so or experiment, either one, either way you could title it. But yeah, but I knew about it. But when BGS and Nameless brought it back up to my attention, right? I was like, oh yeah, that does explain the environment, right? Roguish said, "LOL." I'm telling y'all, me and Toya understand Roguish, right? Roguish is a special language. Roguish and Nameless, that's a special language. I gotta learn how to speak Roguish and Nameless. It's a, you know, you know why that's because both of them were in the military. I'm pretty sure Charles can speak Roguish and Nameless too. He just doesn't, but he understands it, right? So but yeah, so when they bought when Nameless and BGS brought that back up to my attention, you tie that to the current environment, which is, you know, people aren't necessarily in need for much. I mean, like, how do you say that? Relatively comfortable. There you go. People are relatively comfortable. That don't mean that poor people don't exist in America, right? That's not what Mr. Z is saying. But people are relatively comfortable and they're in major cities because that's where the money is. So, right? You get what you get, which is the Mouse Utopia experiment. Then you tie that also, and Mr. I want to revamp that. I might actually repost it, um, repost my own damn video, or I might put it in my community on my community tab, so those of you that are more recent to my channel could watch it because it's important. And I covered this. Um, Wisecrack covered Malcolm in the Middle, and in a segment in Malcolm of Malcolm in the Middle, they were speaking about why or the why Malcolm in the Middle was so pivotal, and much of the reason why Malcolm in the Middle was so pivotal is because it actually covered some of the trials and tribulations of the middle class, right? Now, this is a couple of decades after TV shows like Good Times got off the air, right? Um, you know, and I think Everyone Loves Chris also did a pretty good job in covering the struggle of the working class, working poor, but that's more of a black TV show, right? But in Malcolm in the Middle, the segment the two segments I covered, they spoke about how the advertisers literally targeted young people, particularly young women, with lifestyle advertisement and lifestyle brand. Now, just like I said back then, I'll say it again now. That was mainly for us Xers and millennials. Dear Xers and millennials, Dear extra millennial men, black men particularly, how's that dating scene looking with all these delusional ass women? Right? So Disney, ABC, which is Disney, well owned by Disney now, see all these people, they knew, they purposely targeted the girls. 30 years later, these are the women you're dating. Right? These are the women you're dating 30 years later. You wonder why they sound delusional. You wonder why they're so materialistic. You wonder why they have a neoliberal assessment of men, why they put a price tag on everything. Right? So I covered that. And this matters, tying that all the way back. That's why we're in the environment we're in. Yes, black women should be held accountable for what they believe in. But there's a whole lot of BS for them to believe in. There's a table full of BS for them to believe in that white racist hyper capitalist society keep on pushing in their face. Right? Now, where they definitely go wrong is not listening to black men, because black men been saying it. Right? Black men been saying it. Hysterical. I'm gonna read that in a minute. Hysterical. Right? Black men have been saying it. And that's, we really got to get to a place where black people insulate themselves from the most pernicious parts of the market, number one, from a predatory political environment, right? From a predatory political environment, and from the pernicious market, and from a resurgent anti-black environment. For those of you that know, Mr. Z is in Florida. I'm in South Florida. So Mr. Z is subject to whatever the hell Governor DeSantis talks about. Right? So these are the type of things that we have to find a way to insulate ourselves from. And unfortunately, while certain black women are trying to stab us in the back and punch down to us. And shout out to BGS for doing a masterful job when he had the conversation with the sister a few weeks ago. And he got her to admit, wait. Is it black men punching down on black women? Or is it black women punching down on black men? And he walked her through it, and she had to admit it's black women punching down on black men. Just because your little feelings are hurt when black men respond to you punching down does not mean black men are punching down. Black men are not in the better position in this society. White society has its thumb on the scales for black women. So it's black women punching down on black men. If there's more black women politicians, more black women are graduating from college and university, more black women in position, non-black people find black women to be less threatening. Right? Is it really black men punching down on black women, or is it black women punching down on black men? Then they don't like the response, and they don't like the fact that they punch down on black men. Then they look to their left and their right, and white and sky daddy still don't save them. Ooh, goddamn, Mr. Z. Right? Goddamn, Mr. Z. Right? So that's what we respond to over here. Right? I shouted you out earlier, Art. Make a comment, Art. Shout out to the brother Art New Style. Right? So, this is why Mr. Z is here. And I so appreciate everybody in the black manosphere who rocks with me, who is subscribed to me, who listens, who allows me to get up on their panel and speak, right? All the academics for being here, for forwarding our message and making it palatable and smoothing out the edges, right? Because black men have concerns too that might be different than black women. And shout out to the brother Black Uru, the elder Black Uru, for kind of giving us something to think about. Politically divorcing ourselves from black women so that we can have this look. If the society is treating us a bit different, and that bit of difference is causing a schism or exacerbating a schism between black men and black women, then maybe black men need to divorce themselves, at least politically, away from black women. We need to be seen maybe not as a different group of people per se, but slightly distinct group of people. Because we're still going to marry black women in majority. We're still going to live around them and have children with them in majority. But maybe this is something to consider, right? Like I said, shout out to Black Uru for bringing that to us, for having us consider that, right? But this is why Mr. Z is here, to help and give us a space. But also, Mr. Z is actually having these conversations in real life, right? Like Mr. Z is both men and women in my friend circle and in my family and even relatives know where I stand politically. Not just on man-woman conversation, but also as a child of black immigrants. Even when we start talking about ADOS and FBA, right? The way y'all heard me speak on the Radical Latinos channel, for everyone that heard that, Mr. Z sounds like that in his own personal life with family, friends, and relatives. Right. I also wanted to take some time to shout out all my petrol heads, my car guys, right, that are also subscribed to me and that rock with Mr. Z, and y'all understand when I start talking about liters and horsepower and torque and you know, staggered wheels and turbos and superchargers and you know, shout out to all of you that get it. All-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, V8s, V6s, inline sixes, inline fours, right? So, shout out to, oh man, BGS. Thank you, BGS. Right? Brooklyn, you got a 1J Cressida. 2 minutes of everybody, well, maybe 2-3 minutes of everybody life. So the Cressida was essentially the Toyota Avalon before the Avalon, which is the bigger car of bigger than the Camry, which I don't think they sell Avalons anymore, right? Because Americans don't buy full size cars anymore. We buy luxury full size cars, 7 Series and stuff, but we don't buy like normal full size cars anymore. That's why if y'all notice, like the Chevy Impala is no longer here. The Buick equivalent, all of those are gone. The Ford Taurus is gone. The Ford Fusion is gone. All that's gone because Americans, women, decided to buy crossover SUVs, and so sedans are gone. So when the brother Brooklyn says he has a 1J Cressida, so essentially he has, because it's rear wheel drive and the Avalon was front wheel drive, he has the 80s, early 90s equivalent of a rear wheel drive Toyota Avalon with a MK3, because the MK3 had the 7M, but the facelift version had the 1JZ. MK3 Supra, for you, those of you that don't understand, MK3 sort of pop-up like Supra, but the the second generation pop up light Supra, which is like when did those come out? That was like 84 or something, 85, 86, something like that. MK3, and I think they went up to what 92 or something like that. MK3, um, 1J. So pretty much the engine from the MK3 Supra in and the 1J didn't only come in the Supra, they came in the IS in Japan, they came in the SC300, the Sawyer in Japan, a bunch of cars in Japan, but it only came in what, the MK3 Supras over here, something like that. Anyway, he has that engine in a Cressida, which is like crazy. So yeah, it's car wizardry, everybody, car wizardry. The best way I can explain that to some of the American brothers is how would I explain that? That's like having a that's like having oh perfect that's like having a vent motor in a Impala SS from the 90s. Boom, there you go, there you go, boom. That's the best way to explain it. That's the best way to explain it. That's like having a vet motor in the 90s, the C3 sort of pop-up light vet motor in the 96 Impala. There you go. That's pretty much what Brooklyn has. So perfect timing, by the way, for me talking about car stuff. So you know, yeah. So shout out to all the petrol head and the car guys for also being subscribed to his channel. Like I said, the Black Manosphere, we talk about everything. We literally talk about it's the barbershop, right? It's the barbershop, and I love the fact that you can go everywhere in the Black Manosphere, right? If you want to talk politics, we have channels for that specifically. If you want to talk about the women, we have channels for that specifically. If you in the red pill rage, we have channels for that specifically. If you want to talk about cars, we have channels for that specifically, right? Everything, and I truly appreciate that about the Black Manosphere. It is the barbershop. Shout out to Edward Anderson. Perfect, title. I'm mad that I let Ed beat me to Driver's Ed. I'm mad that I let Ed beat. I'm the car guy, and I let Ed beat me to the title Driver's Ed. Right? My fellow millennial brother. But yeah, I let Ed beat me to Driver's Ed. That should have been my shit. I'm trying to sue Ed for that shit. But yeah, right. So yeah, I'm gonna open up the panel, but let's get through some of these super chats, and thank y'all very much. And better uses, congratulations on 2K, Dr. Z. Don't put that on me. Don't put that on me, better you. Right? But and better uses, congratulations on the 2K, Dr. Z. I gotta cut out. Keep being great and reaching higher and higher heights. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Tampa Bong says just dropping some support. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. KW Don said, I sent that clip to your most recent video. Oh, so you are you talking about the clip? Which one did I reference? Where? Oh yeah, the Cynthia G one. So KW Don, is that the one where she pretty much said, I'm trying to destroy the black community? I think that's the one you're referencing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And Leon says, thank you for the super chat. He says, real talk with Yami, real talk with Yanni, got that type of ass to make me pay her water bill, but nothing more. Hysterical. I am saying she's cute enough for Applebee's 2 for $20 margaritas. Like I said, she doesn't look too dissimilar from my girlfriend, right? Kind of, sorta, not really, right? Under the right lighting, right? But yeah, he got, she put it this way, she lost some weight. She's not exactly skinny. She's not slim by any measure, but she has, now that she lost some weight, she has the kind of shape that many black men go after, right? So yeah, I definitely see where Leon is going with that. So yeah. She definitely is straight for the stroke, right? She's definitely straight for the stroke for most black men, but and that lets you know, like, if you single and you're in Houston, Yanni, there's brothers with money in Houston, Yanni. There's some six-figure brothers in Houston. If you single, Yanni, that's because you are insufferable or you want to be single. With your decenter men talk. Yawn. You're single because you want to be single or you're insufferable. And I'm leaning to the latter. You're insufferable. That's what it really is. And you know it. And you know it. Right? Once again, thank you for the super chat, Leon. And Mr. Me Too says, shout out to the Black Manosphere Show of the Week. Hashtag support Black Men Media, right? Hashtag BIW, hashtag D was that DOV, right? And thank you very much, brother. Thank you. And Corieller, here's some and I wanted to read this earlier because it's funny. And he said, here's some Popeyes money, congrats. And thank you, brother. Thank you. Right? I'm not eating Popeyes right now. I haven't eaten Popeyes in let me don't lie to y'all about 3-4 days. I don't eat Popeyes every day. Sometimes I go weeks without eating Popeyes. It happens. Right? Mr. Z gotta slow down. Mr. Z is gonna turn 37 soon. So I really gotta watch my diet. And this is where BGS and Art New Style and all the older brother and Charles and all the brothers that's older than me be like, all right now. Right? You can't have that diet in your 40s, you're gonna die. You ain't gonna make it to 60, 65, you have that diet, right? So yeah. And shout out to BGS. Congrats. Thank you, BGS. Thank you. You were referenced earlier. Thank you very much. And it is, high praise coming from you. Thank you very much, right? And Diaspora L says, knowing the difference between a flat and a boxer engine, right? Thank you, bro. Thank you, right? So for those of you that don't know, like obviously the Porsche Boxer, but the Subarus, right? The Boxer Force, right? So yeah, man, yeah. And for the flat engines, you're looking at like Porsche 911s. Porsche 911s have flat sixes, right? So, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Dasprel. And yeah, so for those of you that don't know, and by the way, they used to call Porsche 911s. They still kind of do, but you really used to call them Widowmakers. And the reason why they called Porsche 911s, and so pretty much the Porsche 911s from the one that Will Smith had in Bad Boys 1 and before, they used to call them Widowmakers because of their weight transfer. So they had catastrophic lift-off oversteer, which a couple of other mid-engine cars, even though it's rear engine, cars have also, with like the Toyota MR2s and stuff like that. Because the engine's in the back, it used to act as a pendulum when you got the car like unstable. When you got it unsettled, pretty much because the engine in the back, it would act as a pendulum and take the back of the car wherever the hell it wanted to go, right? So you get the car unsettled, and if the engine want to go to the left, it'll take the whole back of the car to the left, and guess what? You're in a tree. So they called it Widowmakers, which is funny but not funny, and it's not funny because it was specifically a title for the 911s, the Widowmaker. But rest in peace to Paul Walker. For those for the car guys, y'all knew I was about to bring it up. Paul Walker, that's what he passed away in, even though he wasn't driving. They did not pass away in a Porsche 911, but they did pass away in a Porsche Carrera GT. And I'm almost certain because those cars like that, they grip, and then they don't grip. And because they're capable of such speed and momentum, when they don't grip, you're going that much faster. Right? That's what made cars like the Dodge Viper, especially the first and second gens, so dangerous. Because if anyone ever seen a Dodge Viper in real life, you see how wide those rear tires are. Same thing with the Lamborghini Countach. Those rear wheels are so wide. That's so much grip. That's 355 millimeter tires, 325s. That's so much grip. But then when you don't have grip, you're going that much faster. And that's what makes those cars so dangerous, right? So, and yeah, like I was saying, Paul Walker was in a Porsche when him and the driver of the car, I forgot the man's name, my apologies, when they passed away. Because like those cars, man, they grip and they're going, and 600 plus horsepower, yeah, and then when they're not gripping anymore, they're not. And then what is what is frightening is Top Gear. For those of you that know the show Top Gear, they covered that same Porsche back when it first, debuted, and they spoke about the handling on that Porsche, much like Mr. Z is. And it's unfortunate that years later they spoke about the handling on that Porsche and another. For those of car guys, y'all remember the videos that circulated years and years ago when it first came out of the Koenigsegg, that yellow Koenigsegg that the dude made the U-turn, he lost control, then he gassed it and lost control again, and then he damn near pinballed all those people standing on the side of the road behind the barricade. Well, was it behind the barricade? If I remember, maybe not. But they weren't on the street. He just lost control and then went into the crowd. Which, once again, I'm referencing Top Gear because Top Gear, they tested the Koenigsegg, and guess what? The Stig, which is a bona fide race car driver, he lost the Koenigsegg also and went into a tire wall. Well, I'm telling y'all, like, your everyday car is a puppy compared to the type of cars we're talking about. You're talking about cars with 6, 7, 8, 900 horsepower, 5, 6, 7, 8, 900 pound-feet of torque. It's a monster. They're beautiful, right? They're beautiful. They're beautiful pieces of machinery. This is like, cutting edge technology when they come out. Carbon fiber, this, magnesium, that. All it is beautiful for the McLaren F1 gold lining engine bay. Just magnificent pieces of work that human beings are able to construct. But when you lose it, you lose it. And that $5-6 million, $500,000 you just spent, $1 million, $1.5 million. Hey, it don't mean anything with too much speed, right? So yeah, and MLR, thank you very much. And MLR says, and thank you for the super chat. Congratulations on your 2K subscribers, Landmark. Thank you very much. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Right. And I'm gonna drop the link in the description. I know I just look, Mr. Z done lost a whole lot of viewers. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know Mr. Z go on his car talk. I could do that forever. And so we'll bring people up. And give me a second. Let me put this in the chat. Right. And there we go. Wait a minute. This will work. There we go. Right. So yeah, everybody, yeah. This for anybody that want to come up and say your piece, and there you go. But yeah, this is why I like the Black Manosphere, because I can literally go from speaking about the women to speaking about politics to speaking about cars. Right? James Dean, that was the other person. Thank you. That was James Dean died in a Porsche as well. And similarly, it wasn't a 911. It was another, badass Porsche. But if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't a 911. Right? Yeah, and thank you for that grab second gear. Exactly. What's going on, Namer? Right. What's up with
you? And y'all didn't get no props. Fuck you. But congratulations either way.
Right. And also brother calling all the way from Europe.
Right? Hey, what the fuck is? Hold on. I got to quote Snoop Dogg. What the fuck is this? Florida niggas got no love for us European motherfuckers.
Right. Right. Well, let it be known then.
Well, let it be known that you facetious francophone motherfucker. Right. And yes, I will call you a facetious francophone because that's I am. I'm an insane Italian motherfucker.
What Snoop said? The East Coast, y'all don't got love for the West Coast? Well, let it be known then. What Suge said? Go ahead, AB. Go ahead.
No, congratulations on your 2K, man. That's great.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
I can't talk about you no more because I if you didn't see, I tormented myself today.
Wait. When did you cover?
That what I covered before I went.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the Black Brain Trust didn't like what I said yesterday.
Yo, no. I saw you sent me the email. I haven't checked it out yet. I saw the email. I haven't checked it out yet. Yeah. Yeah, I'll check it out. But I saw the email.
But here's the funny part. To sum the story up, according to them, the economy is great. They still think the economy is great. There's nothing wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, you see the way, yeah, like, right? Dancing all in the video. You see what I'm saying, Detroit? Come to death row. That is one of the most pivotal things ever in hip hop. That's one of the most.
Come down to Scandinavia, because right now all the cats in Florida, like Mr. Z, they're just dancing around like Diddy. You know, he's going take that.
Right now, in South Florida, what we're doing is trying to dance around the damn rain, bro. It's rare. Like today, it didn't rain anywhere I was. So yet. But bro,
you were talking about rain, huh?
Bro, it is, bro. The rain in South Florida, it is a different breed, bro. Because it's not Seattle. It's not light rain. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Like it's not that light ass drizzle rain in Seattle, Washington. No. In South Florida, it's tropical rain. It's heavy. It gets dark.
It's monsoon
thundery.
shit.
It really exactly.
So it's like that.
I've been through that before, dude. I mean, any of us who've been in the GCC in the winter months, we get that kind of rainfall in the month between November and March. Sorry. As you were saying, Mr.
No, go ahead,
AB.
Yeah, go ahead, AB.
Yeah, it's I call it Forrest Gump rain.
Right?
That Vietnam rain.
I'm just saying that because he talked about how it went sideways and came in from some type
of it's borderline hurricane weather rain when it really rains. It's like we do have the Seattle, drizzle. We do that happens clearly, but bro, when it rains, oh boy, rains.
Oh, like, okay. So
over the past 2 weeks,
apologize to you guys. It's the Vancouver variety, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Canadians, it says happy. Sorry.
Over the past 2 weeks, it has rained. Okay, let's say that's what 14 days, maybe 8 days out of 14 days. Wherever I was, it rained. Right.
Yeah, it sounds like what I'm dealing with right now. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's different, bro. But it's not what AB dealing with in Indiana and shit, right? So yeah. Oh, Lion, you left. What happened? Go ahead.
Hold on. I just want to acknowledge DJ B side 1965. Thank you for the $20, brother. He says, congratulations on your well-earned milestone. Good, brother.
Right. And thank you very much, DJ B side.
Oh, by the way, when you were talking about Real Talk with Janie, or is it Paris Mon, one of them, the one who's like you said, if she comes down to Houston and whatnot, we forget one thing.
No, she's in Houston. From my understanding.
We forget one thing. We forget one thing about her. And I remember BGS.
Go ahead.
Don't forget about the humidity. Hey.
Yeah, right, bro. Oh, yeah. So let me cover that too. Wait a minute. Yeah. So I want to say 2 weeks ago, I was at work, got out the work truck, bro. I went outside. I'm doing my work. I'm sweating up a storm. I get back in the truck to cool off for a little bit. I look at the temperature. Guess what it said on the? I'm gonna let y'all guess first before I actually give it. Neighbor, go first, and then AB. Neighbor, what you thought? No, go ahead.
Fahrenheit or centigrade?
Fahrenheit.
Ooh, I'm talking something like 85 to 90-ish.
Okay, all right. AB, you give a guess.
About probably 110.
You good? 109.
Yeah,
it was 109. I was like, no wonder. And like the brother Vince said,
what was the humidity percentage?
And so I don't know. But like the brother Vince said, the humidity, the heat was searing, but the humidity had you just sweating up a storm, bro. It's so the heat is it is what it is. But I'm Haitian and I've been in South Florida my whole life, so I'm dealing with it, right? I'm dealing with it. But it's the humidity, because that makes you feel a different level of uncomfortable, because you're sweating, and then you got to drink water, because perspiration.
I mean, because this is I grew up in a similar environment, dude. This is nothing new to me. I mean, you go to the Red Sea coast, if you're like on either side of the Arabian Peninsula, Red Sea, or Arabian/Persian Gulf. At this in the time, during the summer months, shit, you gotta be indoors during noon. Usually out at night, but even at night, it's gonna be humid as hell. It's hot and humid, and you're gonna be sweating and drinking a lot of water.
Basically, you go get some.
It's a wet bubble.
You could have went and gotten a couple hot dogs, huh? They could have cooked them on the car.
Look, I gotta read this real quick. That's but we always say over here it's so hot you can fry egg on the sidewalk. That's the saying over here in South Florida for real. But
they say that everywhere.
Right. So like Allspan says, congrats on the 2K. Here's a hot $10 towards your new pair of 57mm turbos for the Z. Look, bro. So I went through I was like, wait a minute, how much would it cost? If my ideal Z, but not crazy, but not crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I would, we looking at about maybe 30 racks, 35, 30, max 40, but like 30-ish $1,000 for my like ideal looking, moving, feeling Z, right? And that's a pretty penny. But I plan on having this car for the rest of my life, so it's not.
That's your toy.
That's the toy. Like I want to be the old guy in the neighborhood whose car is older than like the kids that come to visit their parents in college, right? Like I want to be that guy.
Or you could be like remember in Bad Boys. At the end, like in the used car lot, in the old hangar section of the airfield, the drug dealer, the bad, he had that Shelby,
with the Shelby, with the Shelby, yep. Right, so like, I want to be that guy. So but I can spread that 35,000 out, right?
But how would you look in an ice cream suit is the question.
Hysterical. Okay, here we go. Here's the fear though right now for all of us petrol heads. We gotta hurry up maybe before the left starts crushing us with emission shit. That's the thing right now, because like eventually they're gonna be like, hey, you gotta have a special permit to drive, gasoline powered cars or something like that, or you can't modify your car anymore. That's illegal. That's really my fear, that we're gonna wake up sooner than later and they say, hey, you can't modify your cars. Right. And I see that happening before the hammer really comes down with the electric stuff. And so whatever I want to do to my car performance wise, I'm going to pretty much have to do it sooner than later. But who has 30 racks sitting around? Right. So, little by little, I'll do little $200, $500, $600 stuff here and there. But man, like, and while, because, eventually they're going to come down with the hammer and say, you can't do that anymore. And, because modify your car does kill fuel economy, right? So go ahead.
Let's sum it up this way. Basically, the future is Demolition Man. If you remember all the political correctness stuff going on.
Oh no, the horror.
It is. We're pretty much there. We're pretty much there.
You might as well be wearing the damn clothing.
Right.
I mean, you know what? That's why I'm glad I have as many piercings in my ears like Wesley Snipes, so I can just be like Simon Phoenix. All I need is a blonde hairpiece.
Some overalls and the boots.
Let me read this real quick, because Digital Wealth is gonna laugh his ass off and feel sorry for me at the same time. And the Digital Wealth podcast said, I've owned a couple of Z32s. So Z30, that's the 300ZX, that's my body style of Z car. 89 to 96 in America, 89 to 2000 across the planet, mainly in Japan. And he also says, if you can't work on the VG yourself, forget about it. So the VG is the engine code. Well, the VG covered a bunch of stuff, but I know he's saying the VG30DE TT, which is the engine that I have. The VG30DE is the non-turbo. The VG30DE TT is the twin turbo. That's the one I have. And believe it or not, Digital Wealth, I'll be sitting my car out. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I tried that before, and when you realize you ain't as mechanically savvy as you thought you were. And so and you're right. Like the thing with the VG and Digital Wealth is gonna laugh his ass off, bruh. The engine bay is so cramped. So Nissan thought they were slick back in the day. They think they're competing against Chevy with the Corvette. They're competing against the Toyotas with the Toyota with the Supra. The Acura NSX hadn't come out yet, but when I say the Supra, I mean the MK3 Supra because the MK4 came out after the Z. They're competing against all of these companies, and they're competing against Ferrari with the baby Ferrari at the time, which was the 328. I want to say what was the small for the baby? It was before the 355. The one 348 maybe. And that was the one before the 355. So they're competing against all these companies. And so Nissan decided to put this big ass V6 with these two turbos in this tight ass engine bay, and then say, "Hey, y'all have fun." And we did until
that's like a size 14 trying to fit into a size 10 dress.
And then we did have fun until something break, and now you can't put your hand nowhere. What really makes the VG, what really makes people really like RBs, and RBs came in the GTRs. For those of you that don't know, the Nissan Skyline GTR did not come into America. So what really makes people like the RBs and the 2Js is because you can work on them. You got space. The VGs, you don't got no goddamn space. And the turbos are tucked in on the bottom, so whatever. Anyway, but yeah, so Digital Wealth, you already know the struggle is real. And he says the Z hasn't appreciated with the other Japanese GT cars of that era because the VG is such a hassle. Really, exactly. Which is a good and bad thing. It's a good thing for me, right? But then a bad thing for me because, like we're saying, you gotta send it out all the time. And what really kills the VG, what's dope about the VG, but eventually it becomes a hassle, is the engine wire harness is gonna go out eventually, right? The heat and the heat plus moisture after so long, it just eats the engine wire harness up, and then you got to replace that, and that's a $700 piece plus labor. You're looking at $1,200, $1,500 depending. So yeah,
damn,
yeah. Hey, it's the struggle, bro. Hey, you want a pretty girl, right? How much does it cost to maintain that bitch? It's same thing with car stuff. Oh, you want one of those? Oh, okay. Cha-ching. That's why I don't drive it every day. I do not drive it every day. I drive it once a week, once every other week. Go ahead, yo.
That's why I prefer off-road vehicles or whatnot, because a lot less hassle to deal with and whatnot. Easy to maintain if you know what you're doing.
You like off-road vehicles because you was born in Saudi Arabia, nigga. That's why, nigga. I'm surprised you don't own a Nissan Petrol. No, I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. You want to go climbing up in sand dunes? Go ahead.
No, that's in the UAE, dude. That's the UAE. That's the UAE.
No, I thought Saudis do it too.
But those competitions are held in the UAE.
Yeah. Oh, let me explain to the crowd what you're saying. So, okay, we drag trucks in America. We do. But in the Middle East, they turbocharge Toyota Land Cruisers, Nissan Petrols, which we don't have over here. The closest thing so our Nissan Armadas in America are the closest to their Nissan Petrols, but they're not what they use. Like they're really like the 90s and the early 2000s Nissan Petrols, and then they turbocharge them, and then they literally drag race them up sand dunes.
Yeah,
but
here's the thing. Here's the thing you gotta understand. You forget I'm Eritrean.
Yeah.
The whole Horn of Africa, and growing up in Eritrea as well. The vehicles that are most commonly you're going to see are Toyota Helix, Land Cruisers, because we love it because you're talking about the whole Rift Valley system.
But by the way, everyone, the Helix is like their Tacoma. It's kind of their Tacoma. It's kind of our Tacoma. It's a bigger Tacoma, but it's not the Tundra, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pickup that's all sturdy and you can use around in some of those areas. Hell,
yep.
I mean, look what happened with Chad or Niger when they were. I think it was Chad. Sorry, Chad. They went to war with Libya in the early '80s, and they had anti-personnel machine guns and heavy artillery. 20 millimeter round on heavy mortar guns hitched to the back of Land Cruiser pickups.
Wait, Nemo, because Lord Lovesmith think Mr. Z making six figures over here, bruh. I'm not one of these brothers that these sisters is chasing after because I make six figures. Let me read this comment. Thank you, but bruh, maybe one day, but not today. And Lord Lovesmith says, Z, stop wasting your money on these cheap ass Japanese cars. Just get you a Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Listen, Lovesmith. Listen, Lord Lovesmith, brother. First, I never really cared for Porsches like that. My favorite Porsche, and you're gonna, it's so predictable, is the 993. My dream Porsche would be a 993 turbo, but with the 993 GT2 body kit, right? So for those of you that don't know, like it's okay. I know I'm speaking a different language. The 993 turbos came all-wheel drive, right? But the Porsche 911, so we're talking about like later 90s Porsche 911, like 96, 97 Porsche 911s, but they didn't come with the nice ass big ass spoiler and like the extra wider fenders. So I want the all-wheel drive in the turbo, but then I want the body kit that came on the more skittish rear-wheel drive, more, this is for fun and handling and a little bit more sketchy. I want that body kit on the more stable all-wheel drive turbo Porsche 911. But yeah, I've never really been a Porsche person. Go ahead, y'all.
You mentioned the whole thing about what you mentioned because you brought up my background, my birthplace. Shout out to the East Coast by the way. That thing about driving on sand dunes and shit, they don't go just up any sand dunes. First of all, you have desert safaris and everything. They have those in the UAE, of course. But the sand dune thing is like, we're talking about these ridiculously high ass dunes that are almost like a complete vertical climb. I remember, was it back in 06, 07? I remember just kicking it at home with one of my. I was over at a friend's house, and we got cable. And if you got cable, you can watch free air channels. So we're watching on a UAE channel, Emirati channel, where they're hosting one of those events. And half the time because these guys don't have half the time they don't know what they're doing. They're doing some lot of whatchamacallit, improvising and shit. And sometimes when these cars are like when they push too hard on these vehicles, a couple of them when they got halfway up, the engine just bails out.
Blows.
Blows. You've had a couple where they end up having an engine fire and shit, and it starts rolling back down the dune.
I've seen it. I've seen the video.
There's also something I forgot the Arabic word, but they have their own style of drifting as well. That they like to do.
Oh yeah, when they spin it, so that's one of the dope things about them too, is like they will hoon around in anything. Like I've seen, bro,
those guys are fucking crazy. They're wild. It got so out of control.
And they do the two-wheeling a whole lot over there. So for those of the two-wheeling, so they drive literally on two wheels on the sides. Right? They kick the car literally. Shout out to Paul Wall. Go ahead.
Here's a crazy ass clip I remember of what they were doing one time when they were two-wheeling, and they had their buddies in another car adjacent to them filming this. So they were two-wheeling, and I think it was on the driver's side of the car. They were two-wheeling, so the driver's side was like, it's up in the air. They had four of them just open the doors. They're all out of the car.
Yeah.
While it's still in motion, two of them are taking out the bolts and nuts, and they're switching the front wheel and the back wheel, and put them back. Put them on the other. They take the front left wheel, the back wheel.
Translate.
Put it on the front.
Low key, damn near ghost riding the whip. Go ahead.
Ghost riding the whip. They're taking the front and the side that's up in the air. They're taking the bolts and nuts out the hubcaps.
Hey.
They take the tires, replace them, and then they seal them back up, and they get back in the car, and then they back on all four.
I want to bring this up because I want to make everybody laugh and kind of reflect on some of the dumb things we've done.
And y'all remember when they're doing this?
Real quick, because y'all remember when Ghost Ride the Whip was a thing and dudes and women were crashing their cars because they were literally getting out the car, letting it roll in the car, would run into a tree, run into a stop sign, right? Run into a light pole. Yeah, no, for real. It was like people would get out the car and like start dancing or start doing whatever, and like the car starts veering off a little bit, and then it ends in a tree or a light pole or something. Go ahead.
That's not what they were doing.
No, I know what you're saying. No, I'm talking about Ghost Riding the Whip when we were doing that when E40 and them had that song out and people were literally Ghost Riding the Whip in their car with. I think I saw one where a dude actually got hit by his own car. You imagine that phone call? Wait, what are you calling for? 911, I got hit by my own car. Wait, somebody hit you with your car? No, I hit me with my car.
You know what this sounds like? You know what this sounds like? I'm sorry. You know what this sounds like? Klexico Burrows when he shot himself.
Yeah.
With his own gun.
It's just
The gun
crazy.
was tucked in his pants and the gun went off.
Right?
Oh,
AB, what were you gonna say? Go ahead.
This guy, this guy was part of that Super Bowl winning team. He caught the winning touchdown against the Patriots. But most people don't remember him for that. They just remember him for what happened.
Shooting himself. True.
Shooting himself outside a club with his own gun. It was his own gun. The thing was he failed to.
Wait. He failed to put the safety on, and it was in his pocket, and he shot himself like a dumbass.
Not just that. The gun was his, right? And he had a concealed carry license, permit, everything. But that shit was all licensed in Florida. He never got around to getting that shit done in New York.
Yeah, I remember him getting in trouble for that. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
That. But let me let AB go because AB was trying to say. Go ahead.
Come on in, AB.
That reminds me of the time I was in the gas station and there's this chick in front of me. She has a pair of She has a pair of sweatpants on.
By the way, Lion and Big Kev, y'all can jump in whenever y'all want. Go ahead, AB.
I could see her gun hanging out of her sweatpants. And I just backed away because I didn't know if that sucker, and it was loose, so you could see it kind of wiggling around. I was like, shit, let me back up. I was
before she shoot me in the foot or something.
Right. It was a no holster. Let's put it that way. You could tell, it was some ghetto stuff. It's in the top of her sweatpants. I was like, okay, let me back up just in case she shoots.
Wait a minute, she one of those Bush type females?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
that explains it.
Good guess, Namer. Good guess.
I've been around. I know plenty of butches up here. Okay, so yeah.
Here's the thing: don't let them butchers fool you. They take their pants off. They look, oof. They be having some legs.
I haven't seen. Speaking of cars, I haven't seen the Genesis Coupe in a while. I remember there was back in.
Where are you? Lion?
North Carolina.
Y'all don't got cars in North Carolina.
Yes, the hell we do. We gotta drive.
Wait. Name. Wait. That's actually a good question. Actually, you know what? Yes, name. What city? That's actually a good. Yeah. What city in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Actually, you're right.
Well, exactly.
Yeah. I am not far from Bragg, but that's
okay.
That's
you and Ed and who else is in North Carolina? It's you, Ed. Angry Man. Yeah. First of all, Angry Man is the only person in North Carolina with a car, but he be showing off the Camaro all the time. I see that shit. His Camaro convertible. You're right.
Bro, listen, it's not Florida.
You don't get your horse-drawn carriage ass the fuck up out of here, nigga. You don't got no car playing with you. Go ahead, go ahead.
No, we need cars here. We do not have reliable. There's no such thing as reliable transportation over here.
Yeah. When I was there, but I was in a butt fuck nowhere. I was in Rockingham last time I went up there.
Yeah. You need a car point. You need a car point blank period. But everybody got fast cars over here. It's mainly It's mainly a bunch of Chargers and trucks. But I know half these people can't afford them.
Yeah, nigga, the payments is there's a meme going around where where dude buys a scat pack and like the people charge him an extra on the premium because they know his credit ain't shit.
Yeah. Because they got like if you can go on TrueCar right now, you'll see like 30 listed used scat packs, even though they want 11, even though they have 11% interest rate on them on used cars.
Give me a scat pack.
Used cars.
The scat pack is the 392. It's the 6.4. Yeah. It's not the Hellcat. It's way more affordable than the Hellcat. But they're still quick. They're 480 horsepower. That's, by the way, that's still a lot of power. But the Charger weighs more than Jupiter. So you're looking at like 4,400 pounds, which is like, so yeah. No, it's
about 4 times. Wait a minute, that's not. I think
Go ahead, AB. No, go ahead.
Looks like 4 tons. You said 4,000.
No, that's less than 4 tons, but it's still, but it's still 40. Like, let me see. What can I tell you?
2,000 pounds is a ton.
Yeah. So no, you look at 2 tons. So yeah, about 2 tons. Yeah. So, but that's still like, you remember, like, we're talking about it's a car. It's a 4-door sedan though. This is like, but it weighs 2 tons. That's freaking like. I don't know how to tell you how crazy that, but cars have gotten portly anyway. So yeah, we can't even. Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, by the way, Z, Another reason why I prefer off-road vehicles is the fact I'm 6'3". I feel uncomfortable in certain cars, especially when my bed left me.
No, I'm 6'3" too, so I know the feeling.
Yeah, so put me in an off-road vehicle. If you put me in a Camaro or something, especially because I got fucked up knees, I'm gonna be wanting to get out immediately because I'm gonna be.
Well, this is the beauty of me being 5'9", because I could fit in all them little shits. The fucking S2000,
First of all, the way you describe yourself remind me of my younger brother. So
yeah, all that shit. Yeah,
you 5'9", you tall too. You barely fit, Mr. 5'9". Your ass barely fit too.
Wait.
But look. I've said in a Miata before. I've said in S2000. They're all right. Y'all tall ass over 6 feet motherfuckers can't sit in no damn Miata comfortably.
Nope.
I don't want to be in those cars, man. Those hurt. It hurts being in there.
But the thing is, those are like the handling car. Like we always talk shit about Miatas because they're hairdresser cars. This is inside joke in the car world. But you don't want to see a Miata on the track. That shit will eat your ass up on them corners.
Yeah.
Because they weigh nothing, of course. Right? So there's that. But so y'all have Chargers and shit over there like crazy. Chargers and Challengers?
Chargers and Challengers and a lot
of sound about right.
Of course, a lot of trucks. Actually, I was never a truck person, but I've been looking at trucks kind of differently lately. I don't know.
Wait. Lion, how old are you?
I'll be 37 in a couple months.
That's why, nigga. That's why. I knew that. Because you get older, nigga. Same thing with me. I'll be 37 in September. That's why. Same thing. I've been looking at trucks and SUV. Yeah. Oh, you Virgo too. Virgo squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. Not SUVs.
September 1.
I've been looking at
trucks.
Are way too fucking expensive.
Yeah.
I'm just not comfortable with paying $600 to $700 a month for a depreciating asset. I'm just not.
Bro,
actually that makes sense. You want more bang for your buck, but also
but here's the thing.
Depreciation being what it is.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If you're not a car enthusiast, I agree with all of the non-car enthusiasts. Bro, this shit, there's no reason these shit should be so goddamn expensive, especially like Lion said, for a depreciating asset. I'm different. I actually have a passion for this shit, so it makes sense. But for everybody, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
But at 11, it's that 11% APR for used vehicles,
bruh.
11% for used vehicles. It's just no. Why?
I mean, people fail to realize that the younger models have a higher depreciation rate as well.
Oh yeah, no. The second you drive off the lot, you kill yourself.
Done. That value.
Kill yourself.
Yeah. Older cars, they have a better longevity. But then again,
let me read this real quick. Lord Lovesmith says, "What y'all think about the Ford Raptor R?" So the Ford Raptor R has which Mustang engine is that? That's the Cobra, not the Cobra, the Shelby engine, right? Isn't that like the 700 horsepower?
Goddamn Virgo. That's why.
Right. So so this is their response. So pretty much, the Dodge came out with the TRX to counter Ford's Raptor. So the Ford Raptor was like this Baja-inspired F-150, wider wheel arches. It could pretty much do little mini jumps and stuff like that. It's pretty badass. And so Dodge took a little while, and they responded with the TRX, which can do that, plus has the same engine as the Hellcat. And so Ford said, all right, bet. And so Ford responded with that, with the Raptor R, which has the Mustang, the Shelby Mustang engine, and that has about 70 horsepower more than TRX. And there you go. Yeah. So you're looking at 770 horsepower and a big ass boat, the F-150 Raptor. And remember, you sit up high, and you could take jumps, and you could pretty much leave almost any regular car in the dust. And this tall ass, off-road capable Baja fucking vehicle. It's like, what's the best thing I could say? It's like watching a heavy set woman outrun Usain Bolt.
Oh God!
See, this makes me want to go back.
I guess that would be her. I guess we have to call her Fat Alberta.
Right. And you get like 3 miles to the gallon. That part too. Like that.
You gas guzzler motherfuckers.
Oh yeah. I forgot. Wait, let me name her real quick with your European fucking emission standards. Listen. This is America, okay? It don't matter if we get 1 mile to the gallon when you stomp on the gas on a Hummer H2. It doesn't matter.
You're gonna pay that $390 anyway.
Hey, you know what? If you want to shit, you want to flame me, come here. I'm gonna give you a little something extra to flame about. Up here,
Mm-hmm.
they would find you if you keep your headlights off, because all vehicles are designed, even in the height of summer, the headlights are supposed to remain on at all times.
Oh, with the daytime running lights and all that other stuff.
Yeah, because also it's like because especially like in the summertime, because you're driving like through open roads, especially wooded areas, or if you're like roads going underground or up through mountains with whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
The headlights have to remain on at all times. I never understood it then, but then when I asked one of the bus driver why it was, then he explained to me, and I said, "Oh, okay, that makes perfect sense."
Yeah, no, but
Yo, hang on, I gotta take a call. I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, all right then.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, go ahead, Abby.
This makes me want to pull out Forza.
Hey, bro, I'm telling you. Hey, I just shout out to Artisan MC. I gotta race him again. But when me and Artisan MC gotta race on, I might post that in the community chat too. Me and Artisan MC raced. Is it a year now? It might be a year now. We raced a little while ago in Gran Turismo, and nice. Bro, we got our little racing. I had to handle Artisan MC real quick. In real life, Artisan MC would backhand my ass, but in this car game though, I'm just saying, right? So but yeah, man,
I'm an Xbox guy, but I got a special. There's a special. Wait a minute. There will always be a special place in my heart for Gran Turismo.
It was the originator of serious racing games.
Yes, there will always be a special place in my heart for Gran Turismo.
That's what it is.
That game.
Yeah,
me too.
I respect Gran Turismo. I do respect Gran Turismo games.
I have both, by the way.
Real.
I always get both systems, and I always get Forza and Gran Turismo. So I don't have the new Xbox or PS5 yet.
Mm-hmm.
But because Forza's coming, because they sold Gran Turismo for PS4, so that's what I play it on. But because Forza is coming out in October for the new Xbox, clearly I'm gonna get both. And I'm the type that always gets the best version of Forza or Gran Turismo with all the add-ons and all the other stuff. Mm-hmm. And so, I'm gonna go ahead.
What'd you think of Horizon 5?
It was all right, but like they did it in a weird way where like you already pretty much are like the king of the hill. So the storyline was kind of weird, but the car selection is dope.
Yeah,
the map is whatever.
And you unlock cars like crazy. You just even unlock a car like, dang, I didn't even do that.
Yeah, and it's straight. I played it for a little while. The online community wasn't there like that, but it's still entertaining. Apparently it did the most numbers of any racing game ever.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was this one, or it was either 5 or 4 that did numbers. So yeah,
I just remember going through that sandstorm. I was like, "Oh shit!" It was like,
yeah. By the way, let me read this. Hi art 69er. And he says a movie adaptation is on its way for Gran Turismo. I know. Me and my boys already planned it. Whoever worked that day, we taking that day off. We going to see it either the day it drop or the night it drop. So yeah, we already know. Yeah. We're going to see it.
Already. It's not out yet.
No, not that I know of. Is it
out already? I keep saying, bro. I thought it. Actually, no. I think the 11th. Maybe it's 11th.
That'd be interesting to see. Gran Turismo. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, we're gonna go see it.
I know it's a true story.
Oh, I don't. No. So they make it a. No, it's not that I. Oh no. The story. Yeah, it is a true story. It's based off of one of the. So what Gran Turismo did, I want to say starting on Gran Turismo. Which one was it? When they started, so if you were really kick-ass in Gran Turismo, they could see your stats and stuff like that. They would study and they would invite people to race and stuff in real life, and like so it became a real thing. Like and there are people and that if you're really good online, you can race. They'll let you race. Yeah, they'll let you race, and then they'll really put you out there.
Yeah, they would put you through a program to see how you're doing. Yeah, it was a real thing. Yep. I was talking to my homie about it because it's funny. Because my homie that I work with, he's a car enthusiast too, and we were talking about. He was like Gran Turismo. He's like, that was a real thing, right? I was like, word.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, they put him through a whole program and everything.
It's true. And the Goodwood Festival, there was one of the cars one of the cars that was driving through the Goodwood Festival was actually driven this past time or the time before that, driven by one of the people from the whole academy and everything. They call it Gran Turismo Academy. Like, it's real. It really is. So yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
From outside about it. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So shout out to all of us car guys, because we got one up on the RPG people, which y'all got on us. Or the fighting game people. we actually got shit happening in real life. Go ahead.
I'm actually just studying it. I actually bought some books and actually just studying the anatomy of a car.
Yeah, bro. If you're into it, and really car stuff is like really interesting and dope and like expensive. But
yeah,
let me be careful on making fun of RPG people, because eventually we're gonna be in the era of like being able to like play Sword Art Online like it's a goddamn real thing with your goggles and all that other stuff. So eventually, Final Fantasy shit is gonna be real-ish.
Yeah, you better. Yeah. Don't be fucking with us RPG players,
right? Like, by the way, I'm a Final Fantasy head too, and a Star Ocean head also. I've been every Star Ocean since PlayStation 1, and I've been every Final Fantasy except the tactics and all that other extra stuff. But I'd be in Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10, 10-2, 12, 14, and 15.
Damn. So you're a JRPG guy, huh?
Yeah. And all the Star Oceans, by the way. Go ahead.
Yeah, full disclosure, I'm more of an action RPG guy. I don't like the turn-based stuff.
Oh, you don't like the turn? Oh, yeah. I'd rather well, 12 was interesting because it wasn't exactly turn-based. 12, like, you set up your character, and pretty much you could damn near bring your characters into a room or bring them into like a dungeon or whatever, and you could pretty much let them do what they want because you had already tuned them to hey, you attack, then heal, then whatever, and when they walk into a dungeon, like,
it depends, because to be fair, it depends, because I will go through Knights of the Old Republic every now and then.
And that was more like what RPG, or was that? I'm sorry, was that more turn-based?
That was turn-based. You could move around, but it was turn-based. Yeah, you gotta kind of plan your attacks and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
10 is 10 had the best battle system to me.
Final Fantasy 10.
Yeah,
it was good. You know what 10 did for bro? When 10 first came out with PS2. When I say I was like, what the graph, bro? I want to go back. Just the intro movie
screenshot was beautiful.
Oh my god! I remember like this shit is real.
Beautiful.
I was like, this shit is woo. No lie, I used to play because my first Final Fantasy was 8. I went backwards and played 7. So I think I did 8, 9, then 7, and then went up. Right, so. When I played 10, but no, my uncle had 10. My youngest uncle had 10, and I remember he bought it. And when I watched that intro, I was like, what? The intro movie? I was like, this shit's real. We're living in the future. I was like, we're living in the future, right? So, he had Gran Turismo 3 also, and I was so jealous. Because he had Gran Turismo 3. But go ahead.
Yeah, what did I miss?
No, we talking about graphics on games and stuff like that, and the realism of Final Fantasy.
Say what you want about the PlayStation 2. That sucker was impressive when it came out.
Man, listen, Dreamcast was on one.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: Dreamcast came out prematurely.
Yeah, it did.
And Sega took a chance. Unfortunately, they shut down production in 2001, but kept putting games out until 04, 05.
Yeah, for those it was like maybe 3 years, less than 5 years. It was owning it. Dreamcast was
no. Dreamcast was the shit. I had
Dreamcast was the shit, but there was just...
Wait. I had MSR, which was a racing game. What else did I have for Dreamcast? I had a couple of other games, but what was dope about Dreamcast, if all of y'all remember, we was bootlegging games like a motherfucker for Dreamcast. We were bootlegging games. Nigga, I had Tokyo Extreme Racer, all of them shits. Go ahead, Leon. Leon, then AB, then Neymar. Go ahead.
You had to wait 2 days to get the bootleg, though. When the game came out, you had to wait another 2 days for the bootlegs to be real.
True.
Yep. bootlegging the fuck out them games. And
Bruh.
they just like the real ones too.
What?
No different.
Not a single problem.
Nothing was wrong.
What? And you could save it, and you know what's dope about Dreamcast? You could put multiple games on a disc, and you could put different. So I had, bro, y'all gonna laugh. I had Pokemon Gold, Silver, fucking like I had all them shits. I was playing Pokemon on Dreamcast and beating shit.
Yeah,
Power
Stone was the shit.
Damn.
Yo, and Leon said, "Who wants it in Fight Night Champions?" Leon,
I'll take you on.
Challenge.
Challenge accepted.
Hey, Leon, put your gaming information in so Lion can play you.
Wait, on what console is it going to be? Is the question.
Here's what I'll say about the Dreamcast.
Go ahead.
Had they put a DVD drive in there, it probably could have competed with the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing about, because you got to understand, you got to go all the way back to the original PlayStation, because the PlayStation 1, it wasn't just playing games. Yeah, it was designed to play CDs,
right,
and also VCDs. Because remember, VCDs were the precursor to DVDs.
Wait, what were they called?
VCDs, video compact disc. VCDs.
I never know that. I didn't know that either.
I remember reading about them in a Times magazine.
Fantasy Star Online. Shout out to Trell Bentley. Played that also. Go ahead.
Fantasy Star, because VCDs came out like in the mid 90s. It's just around the same time that the internet was coming out. So we're talking 95, 96. And I remember reading an article about those that, and like I think it was Newsweek or Times, one of them. So I was intrigued by that back in '96, but then because Sony knew it had to be more multiple entertainment. So when the PS2 came out, it played the same things as the PS1. Additionally, also played DVDs, and there was audio DVDs and HDMI shit.
Yeah, PlayStation was my first DVD player.
Yeah, and in fact, a lot of kids that was the sales pitch. A lot of kids convinced their parents to get a PS2 because it doubled as a DVD player, because you consider the price of DVD players in late 99, 2000, 2001. So my first DVD player wasn't actually a PS2 though. It was a Sony product, but it wasn't a PS2 for me. My mom's smart. My parents, they got us one of those stereo systems, those are portable ones with the speakers. That had a multi-purpose disc player, 2 cassette tapes, because cassettes was king back where it was. And
I gotta pause you for 1 second, real quick.
Oh, sorry.
So Lion, here's Leon's information. This thing call himself.
I just sold my Xbox. I plan on getting a new one now.
He calls himself Purple One Drink 25. Hysterical.
Wait, is Leon from Texas?
Yeah, I never asked Leon where he's from. But he said it though. Leon said it before. He said
he from Texas. He on that. What was that?
Super Lean.
What was that? Super Lean. Wait. Wasn't it
that lean?
No, wasn't it 3 6 Mafia had a song called "Sipping on Some Scissor"?
Scissor. Yeah. That's lean. Yeah.
Because I remember the video. Was the video they had for that song? Everybody was sipping.
By the way, the intro for that song is one of the funniest intros for any hip hop song ever.
Sipping on some scissor.
Shit. And this is how weird I am, because I remember one song that I liked of theirs was "Tongue Ring." If anybody remembers the video for that one.
You shut your freaky ass up. You over here. Shout out to Juicy J.
What?
Oh man. No. I'm just thinking about the Tongue Ring, the song Tongue Ring. That's it. That's a freaky ass song. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just listen to this thing. Go ahead, Naaman. Go ahead.
Well, I am weird and a freak in my own right. It is what it is. But like I said, my first DVD player was like this home stereo system we had. It was one of the small portable ones with the speakers, and that had like multi-purpose, and the disc player was multi-purpose. DVDs, CDs, VCDs, and everything. Mm-hmm. And then when my boys don't see got a PS2, and he had the fat PS2, so we were watching DVDs on that. So, I remember watching some DVDs on that shit, or they came over to my house, we were watching DVDs on my stereo, which was hooked to my TV, so it was kind of cool. Mm-hmm. It was what it was back then. Smart way of, who is this, Snake Man?
Nah.
Who's it? Who this? Is
John Jones.
John Jones? Is your nickname Bones?
Wait,
Are you from upstate New York?
real quick, and Trell says you fools don't know nothing about no 3-6. And Detroit said, and Juicy Day did say this. He said, "Baby mama should pay child support." That he did say. And Trell said, "You fools look, Trell. I don't know as much as you about 3-6, but I know enough about 3-6."
Trell, I'll be honest with you. I'm a Bone Thugs and Harmony type of cat.
Hey, shout out to throwing water bottles at each other on stage.
And Busy's my favorite member. That's the thing. Hey, I ain't gonna let you.
It would be Busy Bone and Juicy J. It would be. Who else would it be?
Because remember, Busy was like telling me, "I ain't gonna let you motherfuckers, try to upstage me up here on stage." And then Juicy's like, "Suck my dick, suck your dick." He threw the bottles, and then once it in Gangsta Boo start talking shit, God rest her soul.
I mean, but those are the two. Rest her soul. Rest in peace. Right, but no, it would be because they were the stars of the groups.
They were the stars. Nigga moment for your ass.
That was a nigga moment. That was.
It's not only that, but that's been going on since like the '90s between them. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't
the rap styles, right?
Yeah, it wasn't just that. Because you remember, Bone, they had the same problem with another group, and I think called Do or Die.
Do or Die, yeah. Do or Die is out of Chicago.
Them in a couple.
Yeah.
Do or Die, because Lazy Bone made some references towards them. Although in one of his solo albums, he did have Twister on it, and then they had that. What was it called? The Midwest Invasion and such. It was a pretty cool track, but it was what it was.
Oh yeah,
but anyway, back into video games. I mean,
wait, let Leon and then Go ahead.
I'll piggyback later.
When it comes to Fight Night, I'm a known legend on the game, like top 20 all the time. We
Which
still
one?
Run tournaments, Fight Night Champions N4. We still run tournaments. We in Facebook groups and everything.
Yeah, Fight Night Champions still looks very good.
Yeah, if you want it, man, just
round 4 they shut down the servers a while back, didn't they?
Yeah, years ago, like 2000.
Yeah, I remember. It pissed me off because it was like you couldn't, because some of the folks on that game were kind of really fucked up and shit. And
I used to moonwalk backwards on that game. You moonwalk, rope-a-dope, moonwalk, pop in, pop out. I used to kill people with that shit on 4. Then Fight Night Champions, it used to be way better, but they patched a few things to make it more consumer friendly for people that don't have IQ. So they broke the blocks.
Hysterical.
Certain stances are OP, and you only can use a brawler or an inside fighter and max his height, and it's like you're using an oversized powered. And if you know how to maintain stamina and all that, it can just turn into a chess match. So
this is the FF3, aka FFV1 in Japan was the one that started it all.
Yeah,
I beat X in Germany.
He beat 10. Yeah, beat 10 in Germany.
Guess where? You're in Deutschland? Okay.
Bro, Final Fantasy. Yeah, Final Fantasy is different. It's a different. I'm telling. Like I said, when I first played, first of all, Final Fantasy 8 was my first RPG game, and it took me. Y'all gonna laugh. It took me 2 years to beat it because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Remember, I'm in middle school. I don't really. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm by myself. Like my cousin used to work. One of my cousins used to work.
What year was this?
Blockbuster. So this is like 90. No, this is 2000, 99 maybe, like 2000, 99, 2000.
Yeah, because.
99 and 2000. Wait a minute. How did I not say it the right way? Shout out to Juvenile. It was a 99 and 2000. So it was around that time. So real quick name it. So what ended up happening is like my cousin works for Blockbuster, and so they got it back, and I think something was wrong with it because it was a 4-disc set, and and so he gave it to me, right? He gave it to me, and like I don't know what I'm doing, right? So I just hack at it. Whenever I get a chance, I play it. I get to a part I can't beat the boss. I get my ass whooped. So I restart over. Remember, this is the era of memory cards. So like I just keep on saving file after file. I'm like, okay, I need to do something different. So I start training. This is how you start learning how to grind. You RPG games make you have to have patience because you grind and you grind and you grind and you grind, and then you OD on certain bosses to the point where now you gotta go look and hunt for stronger and stronger, like off-side character bosses that they put in the game that's not a main character boss. So you got to go fight that just to get your jollies up, right?
Go up and everything.
Shout out to Skyrim and the mods. to make you skip all that stuff.
But bro, so that's also Final Fantasy. But after that, that's when I kind of understood what you're doing, right? And remember, this is before like high speed internet where you find out like, oh, this is what I gotta do, or this is the little
Right.
what I gotta do for this, and this is when you grind to get the most
Remember
experience points and everything. Yeah.
Well, Final Fantasy VII, when you're in the desert and the worm that has the tentacles that go behind you.
Yeah.
It took me 3 months to beat that, and it was just. I think I was probably like I'm 35, so I was probably in like 5th grade when that game came out.
Bro.
And it took me about 3 months, and I got the night circle. I'll spam that, then I'll spam healing, I'll spam the dragon and the border. Yeah, that shit is so long ago. That's the only one that I actually like the most.
Bro, no, I'm telling all the to me, the 7, 8, 9. I didn't like. I loved 10's graphics, but I didn't like what they did with 10. Like it was you couldn't just do whatever you want to do in 10 the way you could in 7, 8, and 9 after a certain point, right? So like 7, 8, 9, 12 are my favorites, right? 14, 15, and 10, meh, right? So yeah.
7 was the best. If they could just remake it for Xbox.
They did.
7's a remake. 7 is.
Yeah, they got 7. Literally, they call it. I have it. Final Fantasy 7 remake, bro. When I tell you, nigga, them graphics. Oh my god.
Amazing. Looks
is it just as long and everything?
No. This one is only part. They finished part 1 for PS4 and it's really good. It's really, really, really good. Trust me. When you see certain parts of it that they brought literally right back, you're like, oh shit. So it's part 1. Part 1, it pretty much ends after you fight what's his name the first time. Sephiroth the first. Yeah, Sephiroth the first time. It's really good. It's right before the what's his name? The tiger, not the tiger, the fucking lion tiger shit. Right before he joins your squad. So it ends right there. So right before you leave the city, what's the name of the city again? I forgot the name of the city, but right before you leave it. So yeah, but it's really good, bro. It's the graphics. Oh my god, you're gonna trust me. You're gonna fall in love with it. You're gonna fall in love.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I enjoy having it on PS5. I'm waiting for part 2 to come out.
Because I released part 2.
No, they haven't.
By the way, Z, the reason I
started playing that.
Oh, you go ahead.
Real quick, Nema, let me go ahead, Leon, and then Lion, and then Nema.
I was saying I just started playing the Outer World right now. I just literally started like the first chapter of that. It's pretty nice. Looks nice.
Look, bro,
I think it's made by Fallout and all those people.
Obsidian. It's made by Obsidian.
It's
like
go ahead, AB. Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, it's made by Obsidian. For those who don't know, Bethesda made the first Fallout 3, but Obsidian made Fallout New Vegas, and it's kind of a continuation of that.
Okay.
It's kind of like Fallout New Vegas with better graphics, and it's in the Unreal Engine. So,
bro, the grab. I can't first of all, if you haven't played or seen the newest Gran Turismo, nigga, and I got it for PS4, and the graphics are insane. I'm just imagining for PS5 what it looked like. And I have it for PS4 on a 1080p TV, so we're not even doing 4K with a PS5 yet. I could just imagine how nice that shit looks. I really gotta buy it. I keep on acting like 4K TVs are $1 zillion, and they're not.
Bro, get the C2. Get the C2 LG. That is amazing. I gotta do that. But like I said, the PS5 I could wait on because I already have Gran Turismo, and that's pretty much the only. I do racing games and RPG games on these shits, and that's pretty much it. Particularly the Final Fantasy franchise. But yeah, I gotta get my Xbox around my birthday in September so that I can prepare. And I already told my bosses I'm taking the days off. Exactly, yes. I'm taking the days. What's that again?
Starfield.
Wait, I'm lost.
No, he thought you was
said
talking about the
Starfield.
game Starfield.
No. I'm getting Xbox. I'm getting Gran Turismo, Forza for it because Forza comes out in October, and that bruh, I can't wait.
You know
because
what?
I'm telling you, it'd be pandemonium online in these racing games. Y'all already see I posted a couple of those, a couple of my replays, and I think I only posted like 3 or 4 of my replays from Forza. I gotta dump all of them before the new one comes out, so y'all can see like Mr. Z was a problem on Forza. I wasn't A+ level. I was more like a solid B. I was a solid B, depending on the room. Depending on the room, I could be A. But like the people that were A+, no matter where they went, you knew when they walked in. They're like the Monstars. When them niggas got in the room, you're like, fuck. Well, now I can't get first, second, or third.
Right? Hit him high, hit him high, hit him high.
Bro, it really was that good. So, but yeah, bro, I'm telling you, them racing games
that
are good.
memory in me.
Right, but
my thing is this. But here's the thing I'd like to say, first of all, because we all gamers and everything, but unfortunately, a lot of people are not conscious consumers. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because me, given how financially restrained I'm under, the financial restraints I'm under, I can only get certain games at certain times when they're available, like say when they're on sale and whatnot. And me, I purchase my games digitally from the PSN store.
Well, games stay on sale. Games stay on sale these days.
I don't have. Well, here's the thing for me. It's been 5 years. This August, it'll be 5 years since GameStop shut down and everything up here. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's been 5 years since GameStop shut down their operations here. In fact, a friend of mine over across the North Sea in Ireland, they told me that GameStop is shutting down some of their outlets, which is no surprise. So
I went out digital about 4 years ago, so I haven't been to GameStop for quite some time.
I've gone digital since 2015.
Look at us
due to my OCD and shit.
Fire people.
Yeah.
Look at us helping fire people.
Yeah,
but here's the thing. Hold on, just a moment, AV, if you will. What I'm saying is, I know we want to get the games, as soon as they come out, but considering that how many games are coming out looking like shit, and you have to have a day one patch and everything, I sometimes say, you know what, just save up, just hold up on getting those games. Don't get them on release day. Don't go for pre-orders. Just wait till they come out later, because there's always going to be a discount for those things. That's what I do.
Yep.
Or you get the bundles when they're on discounts, and that's what I do.
What I was going to say is, what I was going to say is, I know a lot of you old school gamers like to collect your discs, but I hate to break it to you. If you're buying a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, well, hell, if you're buying an Xbox One or PS4, you may as well just digitally download it because the whole game is not on that disc.
That's true.
Even if you want to play it offline, you still probably gonna need an online connection for it to properly be updated. Even if you're that kind of person that likes to play the game offline, I do understand that. And I'm that kind of player, so I just download the game. Don't have to worry about.
Wait a minute, can you play offline?
Let me pause y'all right here real quick, y'all. First off, why did I do this? Sorry, AB. Why did I do this?
What?
I fucked around and clicked on Paris Milan talking while y'all were talking just now.
You're a masochist, remember?
Bruh. And she over here talking about 1 or 2 weirdo brothers online talking about white women are their reparations, or white women ain't gonna want white men if and when ADOS FBA get reparations. And so I guess she's hanging her hat on that. So what's the argument then, Paris? What, that ADOS and FBA men shouldn't get reparations? By the way, I read a sister say why did I not screenshot that shit? There was a sister that literally said, was it on Twitter or was it? I want to say on Twitter, where I really read this comment. Black women should get reparations, not black men, because they're not going to know what to do with it type comment. I'm not joking.
Bullshit.
I'm not joking.
Oh yeah,
they project what they feel.
Hey,
I will get reparations and keep your kids in the same trash ass school.
Thank you. So let's let Big Kev go because he hasn't gone yet. Go ahead, and then I'll read this super chat. Go ahead.
Sorry about me being silent, man. I'm actually speaking about video games. I'm actually playing
Burnout Revenge right now on the 360. So
Go,
you know,
Okay.
go ahead.
yeah, man. But yeah, you definitely have a point though when it talks about those like these like AAA titles nowadays, man. Like it's sad, man. That's why I say the golden age of video games was between like 1990 and 2015 because you could get a full game offline. If you played online, it was optional. It wasn't mandatory.
Yep. Thank you.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
Microtransactions.
And
bro, microtransactions are the devil.
Microtransactions
Are the fucking devil.
Are they the devil?
Yep. And
go ahead,
Yeah,
Big Kev. Go ahead. Go ahead.
How you gonna have microtransactions and one?
Wait, Leon. Let Big Kev finish, and then Leon, and then I think AB was saying something, and Namer. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and then depending on what type of game you is, you know what I mean. Even though the game storage was smaller, like sometimes like the gameplay was like a lot smoother. Like if you look at like between like Madden 07 and Madden 08, you compare it to like the modern day Maddens, like even though it's an older game, like the gameplay mechanics are way smoother. And it's like, bro, why can't we just have that smooth of a gameplay mechanics like in a modern game? You know what I mean? Because but a lot of these modern games, especially these Maddens, man, like it's glitchy as fuck. I mean, holy shit, like so many goddamn glitches.
Do you think it's glitchy because it's tied to the internet? Like you need to be streaming practically to be playing it?
No,
or am I just doing too much?
No, I think what it is there's actually a guy on YouTube called Soft Drink TV. He actually talks about that.
Yeah, I was about to mention them.
Yeah, what happens is that pretty much these Maddens are just basically a reskin of like Madden 13. It's just with like updated roster and graphics, but pretty much it's pretty much a reskin.
Big Kev, you're forgetting something. Big Kev, you're forgetting something.
What?
You got to go back all the way to the PS2 Xbox days.
And then after this, Leon, go ahead.
Yeah. You got to go back. There's one particular game you're talking about. There's one game I have to mention.
NFL 2K5, and then
yes,
the NFL 2K5, and then what happened is that Madden got spooked, signed the NFL like
EA got an exclusive deal with NFL.
NFL, right, and then that's how pretty much they lost the incentive to improve on these games because again because they are the monopoly.
But
exactly.
By the way, Big Kev, pause for 1 second. EA got a fucking habit of doing that shit. So for all those Gran Turismo heads, you remember Porsche wasn't in Gran Turismo from the beginning. Gran Turismo just got Porsche because EA signed an exclusive contract with Porsche, and that's why you kept on getting the roofs in Gran Turismo, but not Porsche. By the way, for those of you that don't know, like roof is like what Alpina is to BMW or what Brabus is to Benz. So roof is that to Porsche. And so we couldn't get Porsches in Gran Turismo because fucking EA signed the exclusive contract with Porsche. Same thing. I guess that's what EA does. Ass clowns. Anyway, go ahead, BK, finish up. So you was okay.
Go
ahead. But
I can vouch for Kev.
It's sometimes
sorry, Kev. Go ahead,
man. Some of these 6th or 7th generation consoles are like they've been around longer than some people who are adults playing video games have been alive. But it's crazy to think about. Like games like freaking like I still got NFL Street and NFL Street 2. I'm like, bro, there are people in college that were not alive the last time this game came out. That's crazy to think about. You know what I mean? Like, bro, what? Like how time flies, man.
To iterate on that on this point about Madden, basically.
Wait, AB, I gotta cut you off because Leon was supposed to go. He dropped. So Namer and then AB. No, you're good. AB, you're good. Go ahead, Namer and then AB. Go ahead.
All right, because just piggyback. By the way, Kev, do you have also NFL Street 3? Kev?
Just 1 and 2.
I've got all 3.
The GameCube.
I got it on PS2. I got it on PS2.
I got a GameCube and a 360 right now, so I only got 1 and 2.
Oh, okay. I've got PS2, 3, and 4, all the slim versions because they gotta reflect the owner.
Hysterical.
Yeah, I was waiting on that. You always gotta say hysterical. It's your trademark.
It was funny. Go ahead.
Yeah, but no. By the way, before I continue, what I gotta say, I just got this on my Twitter feed. So by the way, Twitter's now been rebranded as X.
Yeah. So he went through with it. This fucking ass clown.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead, Neighbor. Go ahead.
The other day. I got the.
Yeah.
If anybody got the update for on their whether on the Android or
Well, let me hear it and
iOS.
screenshot my Twitter app now while it's still a fucking Twitter thingy on it. Wait a minute.
Unless it's been updated because it's
No, not yet, not yet. I'm about to screenshot that shit right now while it's still the fucking bird.
I mean,
well, I got the tweet just now on it's
it comes in on the X logo.
Yeah, it's got the X logo now. But the thing is, it's like
Leon, your camera's on. I don't know if you want it to be on. Leon, your camera's on. I don't know if you want it to be on.
Candy Grant for Mongo.
Put me in the background and look at my camera.
Okay, wait a minute. Shit,
you know what I'm working with.
I don't know how to do that. Oh, wait a minute.
What you got?
No, yeah. Let me see. I don't know how to do it. I remember I'm on my phone right now. I didn't go into my dumbass. Didn't stream from the laptop at the house. So I'm on my phone. So I don't even know if I have that open. Oh, wait a minute.
Can I read out the
hold up. Hey, Leon said he got too many guns, so we can't rob his ass. So we got to catch him at the light, right?
Yeah.
So
can I read the tweet?
Real quick, Nemo. Real quick.
Okay. Right. So.
Hey, but Leon got all the toys in his garage, apparently.
Fucking motherfucker.
Right? Yeah, I'll read. I got it. And No Placeholder, thank you for the super chat. And No Placeholder says, congratulations, sir. Thank you very much. And he says, Final Fantasy VII got me into the series also. See? I'm telling you, but those when the Final Fantasies went 3D, 7, 8, oh my god, 9 was different because they were scaled. They had the weird scale on it. But 7 and 8, you know, even 9 still had good ass cutscenes, but 7 and 8, oh my god, like bro, them cutscenes.
I came in on 7 too.
7, I came in on 8. Like I said, I did 8, 9, then 7, but then when 10 came out, shit, 10 was a goddamn movie. I was like, this shit's real. But go ahead, Nemo.
Excuse me. I just got this tweet. I got this on my Twitter feed. It's from IGN.
You mean your X feed? The fuck?
Yeah, X feed. Well, it says tweet still. It's a tweet. It's still called the tweet.
Okay. Anyway,
I got this from IGN's handle. It says that The Witcher and Cyberpunk developer CD Projekt has announced plans to lay off 9% of its workforce, or around 100 staff, by the end of the first quarter 2024. So there's companies that are laying. So that you got video game developers who are, you know, who are laying off people. And by the way, CD Projekt, that's a company. CD Projekt Red, that's a developer out in Poland. They're a Polish outfit. But you know, think about that. Like, you know, we're talking about exclusivities by EA and such. You know, just now, Big Kev, like y'all talk about the microtransactions. A lot of people don't know this, but in the Netherlands, microtransactions have been banned completely from the PS4. This is
why in Northern Europe, bro, y'all be looking out for people. That's the one thing. Go.
Hold on, wait. It's not just because, remember, over here, soccer is king, okay? So instead of Madden, the cash cow was FIFA. Of course, now they
FIFA,
EASC, because FIFA just parted ways and got back there and took away the licensing. But
okay.
Yeah, because they wanted more. They wanted more money, and EA said, no, we can't give you. So they said, you know what? We're going to take the license and give it and try someplace else.
Oh shit! I don't know where else they could go to EA Sports, but that's maybe.
No, sorry. Let me rephrase what I just said. Let me recorrect what I just said, because it was a buddy of my guy, because a good friend of mine. I got a fellow gamer. He's in Belgium. It's in Belgium where the microtransactions are outlawed in every game, and it's not just EA. They also said this to Activision regarding the Call of Duty series, because EA has so many games. You know, Battlefield, Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront, FIFA.
Let me cut you off for 2 seconds, Neymar. Shout out to Big Kev. Thank you for coming up. And pause. And Big Kev said X sounds like a porn site name. Exactly. He said that in the back chat. It is so true. It's so true. It does. Yeah. Go ahead, Neymar. Land. Neymar land, and then AB. Go ahead.
Okay. By the way, Elon Musk, classic narcissist, and that's another.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. And go ahead, AB.
He's a creepy. His father. Have you ever seen his father?
No, you know what? You're gonna make me look him up. I'm gonna look him up. But hey, everybody, I'm gonna make y'all laugh right now. If you never seen it, look up Elon Musk before the hair surgery. looked like a whole naked mole rat. Look up Elon Musk before the hair surgery. You want to talk about somebody that look like a creeper, he looks like a naked mole rat. Look him up before the hair surgery. He looked like a naked mole rat, especially right before. Mm-hmm.
His father's even worse on some ancestral shit, but we'll talk about that later. Anyway, like I said, in Belgium they banned microtransactions for all gaming
because they're the fucking devil. That's why.
No, they proved it because researchers are able to prove
they were they nickel and dime us to death with that bullshit. Go ahead.
Because in the UK in the UK researchers were able to prove that it is equivalent to gambling, and so they said we got to end this now. So at every GameStop, they used to have those cards for Madden, so you can get like some microtransaction and shit. Or in the UK, in our case, FIFA, they banned those outright at every GameStop in Belgium. And the Netherlands. Every GameStop they banned that shit. So you have to do microtransaction through the PSN or Xbox stores, right? But because every country has its own outlet. So in the Netherlands, you can only, if you're pretending, like say if you're a gamer in the Netherlands, you have to have a Netherlands version of the Dutch version of the PSN store. Belgium version of PSN store, whatnot, right?
Okay.
Although you can go to other places, you can switch to other marketplaces, but you can't really purchase in those places because.
All right.
In the Netherlands,
let me let AB go because like you maximize the time. Like, AB, and then I think Leon wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Right.
Yeah. I think based on the conversation, I think I speak for everybody here. Fuck you, EA, for shutting down EA Sports Big.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Wait, go explain that to me.
That's why we didn't get Fight Night back.
Yeah, fuck you, EA, for shutting down EA Sports Big.
They shut down the Fight Night thing went to
the Fight Night is different. The Fight Night is different. UFC,
Fight Night is EA Sports.
So EA put it on the back burner. And it was because of the community, bro. It was like, this is before we had the smartphone. Everybody had the smartphones. We used to be on the forums. And it was like people cussing me out 24/7, crying about Swifty, God Vision, and other groups of people. Like I said, that game's been patched to the point, like, it took away so much for the game to make it easier for people that don't know shit about boxing. But when they got the contract with the UFC, they put Fight Night on the back burner, and people been asking for it for years. And the other problem is just how the promotion of boxing is doing shit and separating groups. So you can't get like every fighter that you want. Then it's like, okay, who do we have?
They say that game
you're gonna have the same cast.
That game called Undisputed that's on stream.
That's trash.
It says
it's trash. It's not trash, but it's not Fight Night by no means.
To explain what the brother was talking about with Madden, basically what EA's been doing is when Madden 13 came out, they switched to the Frostbite engine, and for some odd reason, EA has an exception with this Frostbite engine. It's created some good games, but they make almost all their games have to go through the Frostbite engine. That's why Mass Effect Andromeda sucked. But anyway, they've just been rehashing animations on this Frostbite engine for like 15 years.
Yo, Z, I'm
about 10 years.
I'm looking at the picture right now. Oh my God.
The picture of what?
Elon before.
You see what I'm saying? I told you. For those of you that never seen Elon Musk before the hair, y'all see Elon Musk with the nice crisp tape line, and he always got the hair nice and wavy. Nah, bro, check him out before the hair surgery. Anyone that's never seen ElonSk before the hair surgery, whole naked mole rat.
The only thing that could save Elon Musk is his dad owning a gold mine, a diamond mine.
Freaking slot. And Elon had a goddamn McLaren F1 back in the early 2000s, the 90s. And for those of you that don't know, the McLaren F1 before the Bugatti Veyron was the fastest car on the planet for over a decade, right? It was at 241 miles an hour, and it did it with 400 horsepower, a little less than 400 horsepower less than the Bugatti, with 307 horse, because it was light as fuck. By the way, the McLaren F1 was the car that pretty much put Wyclef on the map as a car enthusiast, because he had two cars. But all these entertainers, they didn't know shit about cars like that. They all had the same Rarries, the same Lambos, the same Rolls Royces and Bentleys. And Clef came in the game when they used to do like the rappers kind of car show shit. he came in the game with
Hit
the
my
McLaren
ride.
F1 and the Zonda, the Pagani Zonda, and people are like, what the fuck? And it's because Wyclef's dad was a mechanic, so Wyclef used to read those Auto Digest type of freaking type of magazines, so he knew all the super exclusive shit. Right, so he had a McLaren F1, which was, like I told y'all, fastest car in the world before the Bugatti Veyron. And if I had to choose, I would rather have the McLaren F1. I think it looks better. But the handling is way different. It doesn't have all-wheel drive, but it does have a BMW V12. But yeah, so he had this dope ass car, and he had the Bugatti. The Pagani Zonda. But yeah, why did I go all the way down this street for? Tying back to the goddamn subject matter at hand.
Mr. Z.
Either way, yeah, go.
Elon Musk looks like a whole damn.
That's why I went down. It was Elon Musk. That's why I went down the McLaren F1 route. Yeah, Elon Musk. What you say? He looked like what?
A whole damn Asian.
Bruh, I mean, I can see why you say that. Yeah, I can see why you say that, especially with the no hairline.
And technically, you're right. He does look like a mole rat, but I was like, wait a minute, is that Asian? When I first looked at the picture.
Bro, he's like, yeah, bro, and yeah, his people, yo. So that lets you know how he got the money to invest in PayPal in the first place, right? And Tesla, right? So he used the PayPal money to invest in Tesla, but the money to invest in PayPal in the first place is because, you know, he was born with a silver spoon up his ass in South Africa, where he didn't have to compete against the black people. It was apartheid. Go ahead.
He had access to the first computers. That's how he.
So he's like Bill Gates too. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because like in South Africa, people forget, you know, apartheid being what it was, and you know, highly segregated. His family had access to certain things. That's why look at certain news anchors. Be them on the left or on the right.
So we already know about Anderson Cooper on the left. Keep going. We got Tucker Carlson. Who else we have? You have what's the Steve Duccio bum ass son? You have
they all come from money.
Yeah,
they all come from money.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to, but anyway, just to finish what I said earlier about the
Mika Brzezinski, Zabignu Brzezinski's daughter, the one that's married to Joe Scarborough right now. Yeah, Mika Brzezinski.
Mika the big Brzezinski. Shout out to,
that one.
That one.
Yeah. If y'all don't know. Zabignu Brzezinski. What is his background?
Yeah, he was Polish.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. So
her last name. No. So according to Polish tradition, her last name would be Brzezinska. Brzezinski, because the suffix is I is a male suffix, A is a female suffix.
Yeah, but she is a big that's the for those of you that don't know who Zabignu Brzezinski is, he's political analyst, advisor. He pretty much he's Henry Kissinger in a different body, kind of like pretty much.
Yeah, he was.
Real though. How does Anderson Cooper get away with the shit though? Just because
his last name is not Vanderbilt, which is his mom's last name. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, he gets away with it, bro. He gets away with it so well, bro.
Because he's number one, because he's on the left and he's gay, and it's his mom's last name, not his dad's. So there's that. So
maternally, he's a Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And Leon's right. He do get to slide through. Nobody throws it in his face that he's a Vanderbilt.
He just slides through it on TV. It's just like, I argue with my mom about this. I'm like, Mom, do you know who his family is? No, he's a good guy. I'm like, Mom, look at his real name. It's Cooper. I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah. Don't she? Same. It's Tracy Ellis Ross. Her actual last name is not Ross. She adopted that in the entertainment role. Her last name is what her dad's last name is. Yeah. Exactly. Same thing with exactly Lori Harvey adopting Steve Harvey's last name. Go ahead, AB.
Yeah. Shout out to Tracy Ellis Ross. She is living proof that the wall is literally undefeated.
What a waste of pretty.
Oh,
what a waste of pretty. What a waste of body.
Because
all of that.
Back in her younger days, she was a 10. In my view, she was fine back in her younger days, but the wall's undefeated.
Bruh, she still okay. Okay, when she was slim, she was bad. Now she got some weight on her. She thinks she's still bad, and she got a night. But here's the thing. What's the point of pretty? What's the point of access? What's the point of connections? What's the point of all of that if you don't have kids and you ain't passing it on? What's the point?
No husband. No husband.
And she's a switch hitter.
Actually, Z,
that part. Go ahead.
Z, you didn't say it right.
Go ahead.
Let's just tell the truth. Because let's tell you the truth. This is why she doesn't have any of that. What's the point when you're still an asshole?
You know what it is? You're an this is the thing. You were born with a silver spoon up your ass. You're Diana Ross, bro. We're too young in this room. You're fucking Diana Ross's fucking daughter.
Yep.
And Diana Ross is an asshole in her own right.
No, yeah, she's a diva too. But you're Diana Ross's daughter. You like. Oh my! Y'all go ahead because my head's about to explode.
Diana Ross is not. Is she still currently married?
No, let me break it down.
No, I think she been single. Go ahead.
Think about Diana Ross, right? So
the Beyonce of her time.
Pretty much.
Not only that, Diana Ross is something unique of herself, and to grow up around that and grow up around understanding guys, and she's too complicated. Like she it's not actually her, it's the fact that she's black, but she didn't grow up in working class, so working class guys don't. She really does. She's too intelligent. I'll put it like that. There's nobody to be equal or practice hypergamy with her. She has a unique.
That's the issue with women in general, but black women specifically. When you grow, same thing with what's her face.
Describe her.
The actress that cut her hair, the sister. Jesus Christ.
I mean, what movie have we seen her in?
Sanaa Lathan. That's the same thing with her. Apparently, her people got connections and a little bit of money too. Same thing with what's her name? Angela Rye. All these people that's like second generation money and shit. Second, third generation money and shit. Like, bro, what you could do. Angela Rye's cute. She got a little cute face, little cutie. Sanaa Lathan's bad as fuck. Tracy Elliott Ross is bad as she was super bad when she was. You're cute. You're connected. You got money. You fucked yourself. You won so much. You lost. Let me say that again, because that was damn. When you say something that you gotta say it again.
No, you got to write the first time they fucked themselves.
No. What I said after that. Wait. You won so much. You lost.
Yeah.
You were so focused on winning what you wanted to get that you forgot you.
No, it's not just that. You won it's Ebony K. You won too much. You won so much, you lost. So you look good. You're connected. You got the status. You got the gravitas. All of that, and you won so much. You damn near elevated yourself out the game.
Or here's the problem. Go. That's what I'm getting at, Z. That's what I'm getting at.
Wait, name her. Wait, let Leon go. Lion go, and then name her, and then whoever else was speaking.
But the thing about the wall, yes, it's undefeated, but the wall does not start physically; it starts mentally. Whenever they start staring at themselves, it starts mentally. It does not start physically; it starts mentally. So, like we got
in the book. Go ahead.
We got all these upper 30, 40-year-olds that still got nice bodies. Yeah. But it starts mentally. That's where the wall starts. So most of even though these 30s and 40-year-olds, like they're still bad, they really can't compete with the 20-year-olds. They can't. Yeah. They really can't.
Leon, stop talking about Ebony K. Williams like that.
Hey, bro. Hey. Put it in the book. Put it in the book. Put it in the book.
Look at Ebony K. Williams. You don't think? Look at Ebony K. Look at Ebony K. Williams when she did that damn sperm bank infomercial. That's that's the wall.
We were tearing it up last night too.
I got one for you, AB. Y'all stop talking about Maya like that.
Damn!
When they marry themselves, yeah.
I can keep on going, y'all. Y'all stop talking about Chili like that.
Yes, when they start doing infomercials of sperm banks, they start marrying themselves. That is an indicator of the wall. It starts mentally.
Hey, D says, bad as fuck her effing eye. Look, yes, she got big ass eyes. We're gonna slide. Nobody be mentioning her eyes, D. She got her mama eyes. Diana Ross had big ass eyes too. We know.
Yeah, Tracy Ross. Those eyes scare me.
You said her eyes scare you? And one of the eyes twitches a little bit. Like one of the eyes is a little bit like more, just a smidge close, like more close. Not close, but like it closes a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah. She's you know what she is? She's one of those light. You know what we didn't get? She don't got a big forehead like that. She's not Rihanna. She one of the light skinned sisters that don't got a big ass forehead. But she got big ass eyes, so that's the other side. Yeah.
She has nice hair. She takes good care of her hair.
Hey, bro,
my woman got the big ass eyes and forehead.
No,
Z, I got a question.
My girl, real quick, because his name is after me. My girl is waffle colored, but she don't have the big ass forehead. Right.
If she did, she would have been Ethiopian.
Right. So go ahead, Neighbor. You want to say something?
Yeah, I can get away with that. I mean, I got the forehead myself. Since we're talking about Tracy Ellis Ross, if you were involved with Tracy Ellis Ross, especially during the time when she was still starring the show Girlfriends, how soon before you cheat on her with Persia White?
Which one was Persia White?
The light skinned one, the mixed race one.
I don't like her.
You want me to tell you the
with
truth?
The tattoos.
Yeah, you want me to tell you the truth? I like the bougie ass dark skinned sister the most out of all of them. To me, she was the prettiest one. Yeah, Tony was the prettiest one, but I could never do shit with her except pipe.
Because Tony was the
bougiest one on the goddamn show. Yeah, exactly.
She was a materialistic bitch.
Yeah,
I can't do light skinned earthy girls. There's something about them that just makes me cringe.
Fucking crazy. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Did he say light skinned herpes?
No. Earthy. Light skinned earthy.
Did you say earthy or herpes?
Earthy.
No, I said herpes.
Earthy. It's like when they're light skinned mulatto earthy girls. It's kind of like, yo, you bored.
Oh.
Yeah.
You bored.
Because the way you said it sounds like, because I guess it sounds.
Wait, name it.
No, I'm just clarifying.
Earthy. We said earthy, light skinned earthy girls, somewhat like what's her face too. Homegirl from the Cosbys. Lisa Bonet. Can't do shit with her or her daughter. Y'all both of them is fine as fuck. I can't do shit with you. You're cute as fuck. I can't do shit with you. Zoe, another one. She another one. She cute, earthy, light skinned chick. She's fine as fuck. I can't do shit with her. Nothing. Nope.
Yeah.
All those like bohemian, exactly. All those, thank you, D. All those bohemian sisters, especially the light skinned ones, can't do shit with them. Next.
They weird.
Yeah.
Man, don't get me started, man. Good. I don't believe in one.
Yeah, but she's not really bohemian like that, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you the truth. I don't believe in one night stands. But if Megan Good offered, shit.
You believe in one night stands. You're just selective about it.
Amy, you ain't shit.
Shit.
You believe in one night stands.
And D is right. That's what I was saying. Yeah, exactly. D is right. That's what I was saying earlier. He said one of her eyes is off. Yeah, one eye on Tracy Ellis Ross is off. That's what I was saying earlier. Yeah, one of them is a little.
Go ahead. Like left eye's eye or something or some shit like that.
No, it's a little like it's like kind of. Not, it's like twitchy or like she winces with it a little bit more, like whatever. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, she got a twitch. Oh, okay. I think I know what it is, because like some people like they have an
Michael Ross said. Real quick. Michael Ross said shea butter herbal tea weirdo broads. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, name.
First of all, don't knock off shea butter, because shea butter comes from West Africa. You guys need that. It's good for your skin. Acrylic acid.
No, but what he's saying is so true. Like these, what I hear when I hear that negative liberty. Once I see one of these sisters, these herbal tea bohemian chicks, the face of that for me right now is what's her face? Janelle Monáe. Oh, that's all Janelle Monáe, nigga.
On some other shit,
and you know who else? But she's just less famous. That's why I don't think of her like that.
What's her?
Beyonce's sister. Solange is that. I could smell it on her. That's her all day.
Especially when she cut her hair.
That's her all day. And then you see what she really about, nigga. Y'all, shit. She lucky. I wasn't on the elevator, bitch. Go ahead.
Listen, Z, she got like little man syndrome. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I can't fuck with her. She got little man syndrome.
She do.
It's
and
always
if where's her father when that shit happened? Brian knows what a straight.
Wait, because Leon was going. Leon, go ahead.
Sorry.
Oh, I was done. I just get to the point. I say, it's like walking around. Your sister's Beyonce. She's so amazing. Her whole fucking life. You know what I'm saying? Nobody.
And she's talented herself. you know, when her album came out, the For Us, the pretty much FUBU dedication, she knows she's talented in her own right. She you know, and you know she done ghost wrote for Beyonce and everything. So you know she got her own thing, right? But bitch, you ain't Beyonce, right? Now, funny enough, I know it's weird. I done said this before. Everybody's gonna look at me weird. I would pipe before Beyonce. I know. Crazy.
Nah,
I know.
Beyonce looked like she just lay there though. Beyonce looks like she just lays there.
Yeah. Definitely. And so I would definitely pipe Solange over Beyonce, but once again I can't do maybe, but I ain't doing shit with you except for that. I can't do bro. You could tell Solange is one of those, especially after she divorced her ex. I was like, oh yeah, but I already knew you. I already knew that shit was gonna last. I knew that.
I already had that vibe from her a while back.
Speaking of Beyonce, breaking shocking news. Not really. Her mama got a divorce from her.
Yeah. How did I not bring that up earlier?
What's that? You say
yawn. First of all, we knew that shit. Nigga, we put the timer on it the second we saw that video where she was like, "What you think you, bro?" We knew it was. You saw the way she looked at him.
I don't know where her old ass think she going.
I love, bro. My mom be laughing at me because I always say thank you. Like I say that shit all the time. Like, Mom, where she think she going? Me and my mom just had this conversation over the phone the other day. I was like, Mom, where the fuck she think she going? She's 70.
Ain't no market out here for no 70-year-old.
Bro, what she need to do, this is what she need to do. She need to go find her a 50-year-old, a 45-year-old, and pay them to knock the cobwebs out, and that's gonna be your little boy toy.
Get you a veteran. At least he got some. Get you a veteran. At least he got some training. He can protect your old ass.
You know what I'm saying?
You know where she going?
He probably gonna need some Viagra though.
Yeah.
She going to Sudan. She going to Sudan, Haiti, or Jamaica.
No,
right?
No, not Sudan. She can't go to Sudan. Are you on your fucking
No. Wait. She could go to Haiti. I'll hook up with my cousins, them that's struggling, and he could blow her back out whenever she needed. There you go.
Old ass, 70 years old. Talking about she gonna find herself. I need to be free.
Ain't no way she going to Sudan.
Bruh.
It's not about freedom to her. It's about happiness and feeling love. You know,
and power.
Power.
And attention. Attention, and power and control. Look, let me say it again because we all knew it. The second we all saw that interview and she checked him the way she did, I was like, oh yeah, TikTok. We all knew it. Even the women were saying, oh yeah, that shit ain't gonna last. Not all the women.
What she said, the way he looked at her.
Yeah, bro. You knew, bro. You know his little heart. You could see his little heart broke a little bit. I was like, nigga, what you thought? Oh, you thought she actually loved you like that?
Oh no.
Hey, Beyonce mom loves herself, nigga. That's what she loves.
What was it?
Lawson. Yeah. Yeah.
What is he?
He's an actor.
Should have divorced the ass right then and there.
Bro, I would have been gone, nigga. Come on, man. I would have been out.
Should have been.
This is the thing. Kiki was watching that, right? And she said she took notes.
Yeah,
bro. Kiki Palmer, another one. Y'all put the clock on it now. Kiki Palmer, another one, bro. Y'all put the clock on it now.
The thing that annoys, the thing about Kiki that makes it so potent is that Kiki not only embodies the mindset, but she actually looks like a lot of these chicks. Like I swear, any Walmart in the state of US, there's a Kiki there.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Check this out. Me and Z understand this language on the left. When she says queer, and she says bisexual, and she says you don't want to act right, I have her over here. That is when you retreat.
Translation. I don't follow fucking rules, directions, or any nigga. Fuck you and whatever the fuck you got going on over there. By the way, I want y'all to understand. Kiki Palmer would do this even to the rich dude. That's why she's not with one. And Kiki Palmer is the one that's why she's queer. I'm so happy that Leon said that. The reason why she say queer is to say like non-binary, non-gender conforming, literally I do what the fuck I want to do. How
That's
she is
queer
she
means.
is Janelle Monáe. She's Janelle
I
Monáe.
watched that interview. I watched that interview with C. Party. I saw that shit coming a mile away. She was she was so damn typical.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
no wonder it don't work out with a rich dude because he probably get tired of you because there's no sophistication with you.
It wasn't that.
She does not talk any different than any regular ass woman out here in the regular.
Well, that too.
No,
but yeah, go ahead, Leon. Go ahead.
Me and Mr. Z can have this conversation. You know, women. There's very reasons that women use queer.
These are the lefty women. Go ahead. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Go ahead.
Okay, when it's white women, it's a whole different subject. When it's black women, it's women that believe that they never had the chance or a fair chance to be women. Yep. So they don't align themselves with what white, as they say, white patriarchy calls women.
Yep.
You know, because they never had the opportunity. Then there's women that weaponize it to, you know, fight against gender constructs and shit. So Kiki's a prime example of I'm gonna weaponize this to say, fuck you, but you're dumb enough to actually give me your fucking sperm. That's what it boils the fuck down to.
He's a prime example of why the black manosphere is here. He's a prime example of why the black manosphere is here, because brothers like this are walking. They're not. What's the word? They're just whimsical. They don't really. They don't think there's a formula to this. Yeah, exactly. They're not aware. They don't realize that there's a fucking formula to this. And like Leon said, the second that bitch says queer, nigga, do you know what she means?
It's retreat.
What I find funny about they love to use the word white patriarchy, but low key would love to take a white woman's spot.
But they want the security. They want the security, but they don't want the. They want the security. Exactly.
You gotta understand, they done read everything Bell Hooks said. You know, and Bell Hooks is like an emotional tampon of love and shit. And and their war is that it's to get pregnant by a white guy if they can. But it's not to continue the relationship with them.
Remember, she was dating a white dude once upon a time.
Yes. So
if I may speak on this,
the thing, like, what's the lady name? The lawyer, lady that's
Ebony K. Williams.
Ebony K. Williams.
Same thing.
Yep. None of y'all peeped that when she was talking about the sperm bank and Black Women Gathering, it said tribe in it. Those are lesbian women that she's promoting right now. Like y'all got to know this language
But remember, I said it when I covered it. I said this is radical feminist talk. This is when the nameless protagonist is the hive model. This is peak hive model, right? This is peak hive, bruh. We are there
for a while, so I can read the language just fine.
And after this name, go ahead.
They all use the word partner. They all use the same damn language, regardless of color. They all use the same language. And you understand the language. If you pay attention long enough, you understand the language. It is really not hard to read. Go ahead,
learn. Okay.
But like you were saying earlier, once, bro, and Leon said it too. Once you hear queer nigga escape valve, like just get out of there. Get out of there. Once you hear queer, run, Forrest, bro. The second you hear queer, and the brother heard she claimed queer, and you was still there, bro. There's a reason why nobody fucking with Janelle Monáe.
Yeah.
Because the older heads, they know, and Janelle Monáe is so goddamn bad to me, nigga. She is so fine.
Not only that,
I'll be honest.
You can't do shit with a Janelle Monáe. All them old heads know better. Look at him. Ain't no old head fucking with her. Why? Because the second they hear queer, they know what they're hearing.
Not only that,
go ahead, Nema.
The other word is village. So Ebony K. Williams is signing people up to, you know, the queer zone and lesbian zone, because the whole village looking for sperm is literally. And my thing is, like, black guys, we don't need to give away our sperm. I'm serious.
Yep.
They're gonna have to make a lot of moves.
It's beautiful. Like I said, we putting their back to the wall. Them goals is coming out crazier than the fuck. Because all we did was be honest. Go ahead.
Well, since you guys brought up Janelle Monae, there was one Latina who kind of caught my eye, Sarah Ramirez. But once you cut her hair, Sarah Ramirez, she's this Latina. Most people might remember her as forgot Dr. Callie something from Grey's Anatomy, the Latin chick. She's Mexican American. The thing is, she was married, divorced, and then like was it a few years ago, she came out as non-binary and bisexual, and she cut her hair and she started looking like Drew Carey.
Nigga, the transformation is ridiculous. I'm looking at it now.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, Rasta, no. What in the entire?
I like it before the transformation.
Who you looking at?
No. I understand. I understand. No, I'm not getting on you on that.
Why you gonna Rasta no on me then?
No. I'm not. Name I'm not getting on you on that. I'm looking at the transformation. I'm saying the transformation. Oh my God, like that's what I'm saying. Rasta, no, yeah.
About?
Her name is was Sarah Ramirez. Sarah Ramirez. Yeah, and I feel like I've seen her before. You said she was on Grey's Anatomy, so I probably saw her.
Yeah, she played Dr. Callie on the Spanish.
Bro,
I see it too.
In that show, she was bi. In that show, she was actually bisexual because she got married to a woman that had a daughter. In the show.
Yeah, I see it, but that's an acceptable casualty now. She can go.
Hell, in life she is. In real life, it turns out she is bi, but then she comes out as non-binary, and then she cut her hair and changed everything a few years ago.
She cut her hair and turned to a butch, yeah?
She went full. No, actually, I haven't been around enough lesbians. I know she's what they call a fudge. That's a femme butch. She's a combination of the two. Or soft butch.
The Us Weekly has a cover of the dude proposing to her, and you can see like you look at her with her full hair and whatever when she was doing her girly thing, and then you look at her with the fade. It's just bruh, what the fuck?
It's
your right. Hey, your prerogative. Your prerogative.
I mean, there's a comedian. Most people, if you ever seen the show Orange is the New Black on Netflix.
Yeah.
There's one woman. Yeah, there's a comedian named Leah Delaria. Italian American from Illinois. She played Big Boo. In that an older an older.
Oh nigga, that she looked like a whole dude. Go ahead.
Yeah, she's basically Drew Carey with a JJ.
Yeah.
Because if you see her off-site, she dresses like Drew Carey. As a comic, she combines her love of jazz with what you would call and being queer, because she was the first queer comic to appear on Arsenio back in the day. And she called herself the Big Dyke. In fact, she had a comedy album called Bull Dyke in a China shop. But the transformation of some of these women, because I remember how she looked in the early '80s, where she was like kind of like Roseanne Barr with the short haircut. But now that she went full Drew Carey, I'm like, whoa, the transformation is insane.
Bro,
some of them really come out.
When white
non-binary shit is scary as hell.
Wait, go ahead, Leon.
When white women do it, they just bored.
Yeah, bro. It's and look, as a lefty, you do what you want to do with your sexuality. It's none of my business, right? But bro, there's that Sarah Ramirez chick. That's the one, bro. That shit fucked me up. Like you're used to seeing it, but it's one thing to see such a drastic change in pictures. That's the thing. Like, bro, she just went straight dude. So I don't get to see the transition, right? I'm not watching the transition. I never watched a show like that. So I'm just seeing, this is me when I got engaged to a dude. This is me like doing the girly thing, and this is me as a dude. Like that, you just look at the picture difference, and you're like, yo.
The picture just pretty much says, fuck it, I'm going to the other side.
Yeah, you get to. Yeah. Go ahead.
Am I wrong for bringing this up?
Wait, no, you're not. Go ahead. Wait, Leon's on. Go ahead.
So what's that? The actor on the Umbrella Academy, and I think she was in Spider-Man too. She's on the
little white petite chick.
We always saw that shit coming. Like you could just look at her and know it was coming. So she was okay at all.
I think I know who you're talking about. I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah, because the little because they showed there was a me and my younger sister were watching something. I want to say she went to Brazil, and if I'm thinking about the right, I think I know who you're talking about. but either way, even if it's not one of these actresses, white actresses, who y'all think is really girly, she walking through Brazil, she interviewing people who's speaking about, yeah, we done kill LGBTQ people, we done beat them up, blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah.
And she looks shocking, whatever.
Kill anybody suspected of being that shit.
Right. She's walking through Brazil and looking like a little white dude, like she got her fitted cap on and the brim is straight and blah blah blah. And I'm looking like, bro, all right. You know they murk shit. How you know they're gonna try to murk shit on camera?
No, they'll suspect you for that, despite the fact you have LGBT rights in Brazil.
Ellen Page, is that who we're talking about?
Ellen Page.
Oh, Elliot Page. Elliot Page now. She transitioned.
We saw that shit coming though, bro.
Elliot Page.
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. Yep, that's the same. Yep, Ellen Page. Yep,
no,
Ellen Page. That's what I'm talking about.
It's now Elliot.
Yeah, yeah. See, I tried to put Ellen Page and it corrected my ass.
You mean Elliot Page?
I don't.
Yeah.
Google correcting you like, you mean Elliot Page?
Hey, exactly. Google said pronouns, nigga. Pronouns.
Am I? Okay, you're gonna attack my OCD for this? All right.
Yep, that's who I was talking about. So that's what you were talking about too, also, right, Leon?
Yes, sir. We saw.
Yeah, that's what. We both said. Yeah, we both said. Yeah. Look at her as a girl even when she was still putting on the makeup as a woman with her hair long, and then the trend, bruh.
There was a comic I know who transitioned as well. She went from a she to because this. But the problem is this is a short ass motherfucker. Last name is Butcher, but was married but divorced their wife after the transition. But there's another comic who there was a woman from if you guys remember the John Wick movies, she was from she represented the table in chapter 3.
Yeah,
in chapter 3, the woman who kept showing up.
Yeah,
that person claims to be non-binary and everything.
She looks like the type. I'm not surprised.
Like I said, hey, look, to me, another person, I'm like, bruh, and this is because of your family and where you were raised, and y'all don't got shit else better to do. Willow, another one, just out here, y'all just, bruh, yeah, okay, hey, whatever. Look, like I said,
not just Willow, Jaden too.
Oh yeah.
So Z, when you gonna go ahead and just debate Yanni and get it over with, bro?
Bro, I'm willing to.
Oh.
I'm willing to debate Yanni. I'm willing to debate Yanni, but on what though? What are we debating? Like, right? Like, what would it be? What would we debate? Like, because Yanni wants to be a kept woman of luxury, and she earns 6 figures, and she's like in her mid-30s now, approaching. Yanni got to be at least early 30s, at least. And like, I'm like, bro,
just hit it with the same question. What do you have to offer?
And the thing with Yanni is, you could tell it's her. You could tell it's Yanni. Yep, exactly. You could tell it's Yanni because, nigga, she's like a lighter skin, black. She's not light skin, but a lighter skin or browner skin, because she lost some of the weight in the right places for black men. Thick ass black woman, bitch. You should have been off the market. It's you.
Which means she got surgery.
No, well, I don't know if she had surgery, but I know because before that her channel was really dedicated to a lot of her losing the weight and all that other stuff. So she she lost a little bit of weight, and she lost the weight in the right places. So bro, you're in Houston, bro. Looking the way you look, you should have been off the market. It's you.
Yeah, I mean, look at it this way. And I'm gonna be vulgar for saying this, so fuck y'all. But she's got because like I remember BAGS when we talked about Adina Howard, because Adina Howard's got those DSLs as we call them. Yanni's got those DSLs, but if she got those DSLs and she don't get no head, that's called false advertisement. So brothers ain't fucking with that type of shit.
Hey, wait a minute. Somebody said Ruby Rose, bruh.
Yes, I remember Ruby Rose.
I could see
Oh, Z will be back. Right back. But regarding Ruby Rose, here's the thing. She at one point decided to transition, but then changed her mind and kept it just being a lesbian. and but this little Aussie with the tattoos and everything. Now a lot of people don't know that. Welcome back, Mr. Z.
Getting kicked out of your own goddamn stream, hysterical. But yeah, no.
How many times we gotta tell you stop using those Popeyes Wi-Fi?
Name it. Let me land with this. Ruby Rose definitely is one of those cuter white women. She got the eyes, she got the face, she got the structure, and then she did the dude thing, and there you go. That doesn't matter anymore.
That just now.
Yeah,
I mentioned that when
matter
offline,
anymore.
actually.
Yeah, she has the what do they call it? That upside down triangle type face. That's like that's how you judge attractiveness. She has the upside down triangle shit going on. I think there's a term for it. I don't remember what it is, but like
for men and women, it's like men.
Go ahead, name. I'm listening.
The triangle is supposed to be right side up for men, because it represents what we are. Our phallus.
No, it's not just symmetry, D. It's symmetry, yes, but there was a terminology. I don't know where I got it from, but I heard it before, and it's
we're talking about her face or what? We talking about
her face. Her face.
She got an oval face or what?
No. But we'll just go with symmetry. Let's go. Yeah, D, you're right. Symmetry, but yeah,
she has got
yeah,
unique eyes, but the thing is, like, we're talking about a woman who's heavily tattooed.
Yeah,
that's a turn off, and that's a turn off for me because me. I don't mind if you got tats, but they got to be tasteful, because there's some chicks that look great with tattoos, but if you're like a suicide chick and there's certain parts I'm not cool with. If you got like tattoos across the chest, around the neck and everything like that, especially like throat ones, that's a turn off for me.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah, me too.
My woman just put an incense in my room, my gaming room, my computer room, and I'm asking her if my room stinks.
Why'd you ask her that? That's her saying either no, it doesn't, but I'm gonna put it in here anyway because that's what I do as a woman, or she is telling you, yeah, that shit stink and smell like you.
She just walked away.
Yeah, so she ain't gonna answer that shit.
What happened exactly?
You've been gaming all day, nigga. The room smell like you. Let me put this incense in here.
What? She can't get no air freshener?
Yeah. So, bro, but all right, you guys. Let's do our closings. So, Mr. Z could go lay down for a little bit before my lady get here. I need to go get something to eat. Maybe. You know what? No, let me tell her to bring.
She don't cook.
No, shit. That's the thing. My girl does cook. I'm the fucking idiot. Right.
Oh yeah, you are an idiot.
But no, what really gets me is it's not the fact my schedule is trash, bro. I'm working on it, but my schedule is trash. So I'm not here at night most of the time. So that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm not here at night. I work nights. So she cooked, but I can't enjoy the shit, right? So yeah, that's the thing. I really only get to enjoy it for 2 nights. Right, so like, and yeah, when I'm here at like tonight, like, but she went out with my sister, so she ain't cooked today, so clearly, so yeah.
Oh, ain't that some shit? What is it? She spends more time with her in-laws than she does with her man.
No, but I would rather that, right? I would definitely rather that, yeah, right. So
because still married.
Say that again.
I said at least the in-laws are still married.
Hey, you see what I'm saying? Well, we not married. Yet.
I was talking about these families.
I said no. I said yet on the Lopez, just in case you're listening. Well, she's not. But I would much rather her be with my sister than pretty much anybody else. Yeah, right. So man, look, it's me. My schedule is trash. My diet's trash. My work schedule is trash, bro. But I really. Yeah, I need to slow down on that shit. But yeah, so it's me. It's me, y'all. It's me.
He said it's me. It's me.
I can't even blame her because she eats healthy. She doesn't eat after a certain time. She fucking goes to the gym like 3-4 times a week. It's me, bro. It's me. I can't even blame her. I can't blame her for when it comes to the health and diet and workout shit, nigga. We so backwards in our relationship. This shit's fucking funny. Yeah.
Yeah. AB, I just realized something.
What?
On Snowman in the Morning every Wednesday they have the Bronze Sexual Confessions, and you have the LGPN segment with Ray. I think I realized a new dude on the trash list here. We gotta add Mrs. Z, South Florida trash.
Right, bro. Like, bro, It's swamp trash diet over here, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, plus you could probably plus we gotta worry about let's not
say
forget a couple things.
It's Everglades diet over here. It's just
it's Everglades diet. You're gonna be doing.
Let me take that back because in South Florida we have like motherfuckers is walking out here doing the damn thing with fitness. So yeah, but the whole goal now for me is doing something about this schedule that allows for me to just like do better, not just with my diet but workout. Like my schedule is just fucking destroyed, bro, because right before COVID, during COVID, like, bro, when I say I was getting off of work and I was jogging for fucking an hour and a half every fucking day, practically at least 3 times 4 times a week after work, right after work, bro, it was heaven. It was heaven. And then after that, got a promotion, but it meant that I had to go to nights and everything just went downhill. Yeah.
I just realized something. Maybe I got a solution, but it's a multifaceted solution for you, Mrs. Z.
Good.
First of all, we know you got 2 left feet.
Hysterical, yeah. Ken, that's what the damn.
You follow where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
I figured.
Is he about to put me in a dance class? Go ahead. Yeah, there we go.
No, not dance class. You're gonna be taking Zumba with your girl. If not, you can, since you have the Xbox and they have Zumba on Xbox 360 and PS3.
This nigga called me Abba. Go ahead.
Huh?
I said this nigga called me Abba. Go ahead.
No, you ain't Abba because you ain't got the beard for Abba. Plus, he's a Montreal motherfucker.
Right.
You can't be Abba because first of all, you're too short. He's like 6'2". He's 6'4".
Real? Oh, really? I didn't know Abba. I knew he was tall, but I didn't know he was like 6'4" tall. Go ahead. Yeah.
This motherfucker is from next door. You don't think I know motherfuckers, my own brethren from next door?
Yeah, I didn't know he was that tall.
He's some tall. He is. He's got to be at least. Because like Preacher's gonna be like 5'10".
I figured that he was like. Yeah, I figured he was maybe like 6'1" or something. But yeah, 6'4". Yeah.
6'2", 6'3", something like it. Because look at the size difference between him and Preach. Because Preach is like what, 5'10".
But probably. Yeah, Preach is more my. Yeah, Preach. That's my fellow Haitian brother.
Yeah.
Right? Whenever he goes into French, I'm like, yeah, that's definitely
Yeah, you see him standing next to Abba. Abba's got to be at least 4 or 5 inches on him. So that's a 6'3", 6'4" brother.
Say that again.
Yeah, peace out, man. I'm about to go.
Oh, you out of here? All right.
Oh, sorry, I talk too much. But anyway, Z. Okay, Z. We got to get you the Zumba class.
Go ahead. Coming up, AB. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here for the 2K celebration. Am I?
Yeah. You're working for a moment.
Okay. Oh no, but yeah, thank you for coming. Yeah, come up. Thank you very much, AB, for coming up for the 2K celebration. Where hopefully we'll keep on climbing. And yeah. But go ahead. Close out Neymar, and then I'm gonna have Leon and Lion talk. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, brother. First of all, congratulations. But you still didn't give me my fuck no problem. So you ain't shit, and God bless you for it. And Z gonna be doing Zumba sooner than y'all think, because he need to get his ass into shape and get a right foot to replace that second left. Good night, folks.
All right, bro. Thank you very much, Neymar, for coming up. All right, Lion, you next.
Hey, yeah. Congratulations on 2KZ. You deserve it. Hard work always pays off.
I try.
Thank
you for those drive-in streams.
Yeah, all from the driving streams. But yeah, it figures you're a Virgo. That's why I fuck with you.
Yeah, bro. Virgo squad over here, right? Virgo squad. My younger sister's a Leo, and my older sister. What's my older sister's sign? Is she a Taurus? I forgot. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
My grandmother was a Virgo. So.
Yeah. Bro, I'm telling you, Virgo squad, right? I think Toya's a Virgo too. I think so. I think that's what she was saying earlier. But yeah, man, thank you for coming up. Thank you for yeah. But yeah, Leon, what's going on? What you got?
I'm gonna close it out like this. Since we're talking about driving fast, we drive fast in different ways. I got the Gixxer 1000. You over there in the
bro? I can't.
Four tires and shit.
No, nigga, I don't got shit for no Gixxer, nigga. To keep up with a Gixxer 1000 with my car's weight on a roll, I gotta have like 850 to the wheels type shit. I gotta have the
Uh,
Z weigh about 3,500 pounds, 34,
yeah.
35. So yeah, I gotta have like 8 something to the wheels, 9,000 horsepower. It's something around there, like 850 to 1,000 to really put up a Jigster shit is different. You doing different shit up
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've been with the shits, but one thing that I'm hoping is I'm hoping for you and Miss Dr. Thunder to have a
Mhm.
conversation because there's he understands, right? But there's a lot of
Mhm.
conservatives in the space that don't understand what they're saying are talking about. And I would
Yeah.
love to see y'all have a real conversation about this conservative word and how it's misused and aligned with a party when it has nothing to do with a party.
You
It's just
know
values
what
and
it
shit.
is. It's first. Yeah. Thank you. It's values. It's really what I think. Black men, when I hear them use conservative, I really hear traditionalism, and I'm
Yeah,
not
but
against that.
we're not that. We're
Right?
not even
Yeah.
traditional
Yeah.
naturally. That's not even.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck, we're gonna be on all night, bro. You know where we're going,
Right.
but
Yeah, but
I
no,
was.
but I agree with you. But I'm saying when I hear black men say conservative, what I
Mhm,
really hear is a longing for a traditionalism. Okay, just like how we were saying how the women want a femininity, black women want the ones that want a certain brand of white femininity that they never got to practice.
mhm.
I hear
Yeah,
black men saying I want a form of masculinity and traditionalism, a certain nuclear family traditionalism that I never got to practice in a
yeah,
particular
daddy
way. And
things.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I
but
think,
no,
and I get it. Yeah,
let's not go there because you got shit to do. I need to take a shower.
yeah.
You need to hang with
True,
the
true,
girl.
true. But
This is
yeah,
gonna
man,
be another 2 hours.
bruh, for real. So thank you very much, Leon, for coming up.
No problem.
Also, all right, bro. Okay, y'all, thank y'all very much for listening in. You see, Mr. Z, look, we just random all over the place. Cars, politics, freaking video games, all type of shit, right? So like, thank y'all for listening in. Um, thank y'all for all the subscribers, everybody subscribed. People that's not subscribed, subscribe, right? If y'all like what y'all hear over here, the way I word things, the way I could go without using profanity, but I like to spice it up a little bit every once in a while with some profanity. Especially when we do late night streams and it's messed up. Sunday streams, I know I'll be using profanity on Sundays. But right, weekend streams and um definitely late night streams. But yeah, look, I'm here, like I said. It's a way for me to kind of get some of that energy out for my day to day, certain things I see, hear, read, watch, definitely watch. I'm a YouTube junkie. Um, and then just to follow around with the guys. Um, and believe it or not, y'all help to keep Mr. Z sane, right? I don't want to be talking my friend's head off all day with some of the stuff I think and feel and I like bringing new information or or re-emphasizing or emphasizing certain points that brothers make in the Black Manosphere, or that just things that I think are important that we should hear, know. Um, so yeah, and I'm gonna continue to try to stay around as long as possible, um, unless of course laws and culture changes and maybe there won't be a need for Mr. Z if black nuclear families come back, right? If we could figure this thing out between black men and black women, but because Mr. Z is more of a realist, I know that ain't gonna happen overnight. So y'all keep on hearing from me for a while. And on that note, we'll close out right here. Y'all have a great rest of y'all night. Um, Mr. Z out. So let's do it like this. We'll pause right here. Love Pizza Chicken Grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Once again, for the love of God. And Mr. Z out. All right, y'all. Mr. Z out.